All right, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Hope you guys are well today. Whew. All right, so Amazon is up today. We're still sitting in Amazon, but we scaled out of most of our position already. SPY is up a little bit in pre-market. Had a red day yesterday. Mostly broke down yesterday. It actually looked like yesterday was a pretty solid day to trade. Probably should have traded. Yeah, we're a little bit late, but not super late. We're all right. We also have Billy today, earnings, Bank of Nova Scotia. What's up, Patrick? What's up, Cade, Mo, DS, Ram, Robert, Leslie, Jude, Mitch, Truck. What's up, guys? Why are we awake? Bro, I don't know. I ask myself that every morning, man. Let me drink some coffee. All right, so Amazon's kind of trending against the market. So yeah, Dow fell 450 points yesterday. S&P fell 1.5%. Protests overseas causing a lot of fear. Dow dropped 1.33% yesterday to 33,890. NASDAQ fell 1.6% to 11,046. S&P 500 fell 1.5% to 3,965. 60s. So yeah, markets are dropping yesterday. We got spammers in our Discord again. Looks like they're recognizing when I'm not awake and they're just attacking me then. I don't know how to stop that though. All right, so yeah, I went ahead and banned them. I just started looking at them. I booted them out. Yeah, so Kathy Woods betting big on these stocks. Let's see how well they're performing. These are just bad bets, man. Yeah. I mean, here's what somebody said in the comments section of Yahoo Finance. He said, Kathy Woods makes big bets on potential huge winners, but much more often than that, she fails and she consistently underperforms the market year after year. Why not report on someone whose potential huge winners actually turn out to be winners? Is Kathy Wood paying the media to keep her in focus? It's hard to imagine why else she's quoted or why the media misleads us into thinking she's a great stock picker. Clearly, she is not. from the YouTube stock sections. Yeah, we're looking at. All right, so let's see what she said. All right, so Tesla, obviously Tesla's had a rough few months. Roku down a ton. Zoom down a ton. Oh man, dude, is it just not gonna let me exit out of this, bro? Wait, do I have to pay for this? Whoa. All right, so yeah, so Roku, Zoom. Let's take a look. We got Roku here. Zoom, Roku down. Let's look at the yearly chart. That's their true tell. Roku on the year down a lot. Shopify. I mean, to be honest though, everything's down over the last year. Shopify down too. Again, Shopify struggling. Zoom struggling. Tesla struggling. SQ struggling. Path. TDOC. Generally though, gains like or losses like this are going to take out firms. CRISPR. So she's lost 61% on Zoom, 46% on Exact Science, 48% on Tesla, 76% on Roku, 62% on SQ, 72% on Path, 71% on Teladoc, 72% on Shopify, 59% on NTLA, and 30% on CRISPR. Oh, yeah, I mean, I've said it once, I said it again. I'm not a big Cathie Wood fan. I just don't think she's right most of the time. Hey, John, I'd love your opinion on Apple chart-wise. Well, the daily chart is down, you know, but it's a lot. It's more neutral than a lot of stuff is right now. So Apple's down. It's like you can see Apple on a daily chart. Apple, I will say, like when a lot of other stuff, like we can look at, for instance, the SPY here, right? The SPY is a sharper angle on the downside than Apple is. So Apple's a little bit more sideways than some of these other ones, which is good and bad. I mean, personally, for me, this is not extended enough on the downside for me to really want to mess with. You know, I look for extension moves, and this is just not quite extended enough on the downside for me to really want to start messing with this right now. Doesn't mean it's not good, but like for me personally, I'm not going to buy it up right now because it's just not extended enough on the downside yet. So we'll see. But shorter term, over the last 90 days, you know, it's just not that it's pretty break even over the last 90 days. It's just not extended enough. It's pretty neutral for me. So like for me personally, I don't know what it's going to do. I'm not going to mess with it yet. Right. Yeah, not enough meat on the bone for the risk. Yeah, for sure. Like I don't know which way it's gonna head. But that all correlates with like my type of trades, which are usually like overextended dip buys. You know, so like I look for a stock that's just really, really beat up short term, that's otherwise healthy and blue chip safe, and I buy that and I sit on that, you know, until it rebounds. And Apple is just not extended enough on the downside, which is good and bad. I mean, it's overperformed. You know, it's overperformed most of the other things. Chun, to be honest, the one stock over the last year, Carol's Lulu stock, has been as strong as any stock out there for the past 12 months. Look at that chart. Yeah, I mean, like I said, people take what I say out of context. Like I've never said that Lulu was weak short term. You know, I've never said that. You know, that's what I talked about yesterday. I've never once said that. What I have said is that long term, there's vulnerabilities there for that type of company. you know, and it's obvious there are. Like any fashion brand might. I've said it a million times. Lulu makes tons of money right now. They make tons of money. They're a money making machine right now. They're huge. My wife and daughter shop there. You know, I'm not saying they're weak right now. I never was. You know, like I said, I had a few other people that were just emotional about their positions. That, you know, thought that me saying, hey, Lulu's probably not going to be doing so hot in about 10 years from now. You know, they took that as like shots fired for them, and they thought that I was just attacking their stock, and so they needed to defend it. But it's just like, in the end, I never once said Lulu was weak short term. Of course, Lulu's not weak. Listen, I shopped at Lululemon during the holidays last year as well as this year. And like Lululemon is still incredibly busy right now. Like they're making money right now for sure. The problem with Lulu is putting it into your long-term investment portfolio. You know, that's the risk. You know, and the risk is obvious because fashion brands change. You know, look at American Eagle, look at Hollister, look at Abercrombie and Fitch. Like you can look at Tommy Hilfiger and look at all these different brands, and you'll be like, okay, that's going to be Lulu in 10 years, you know? So yeah, they make money right now, just like American Eagle made money in 2005, you know, just like Abercrombie and Fitch made money in 2005. The problem is that it's a fashion brand, and the only fashion brands that have really stuck around long-term are like Ralph Lauren, Polo, you know, and Gucci and Versace, you know, none of them have stuck around outside of those in the stock market for the most part. Hey, what's up, Tyler? Yeah, Aeropostale. Yeah, again, we can name a million different examples of this, and it, especially for a place charging as much as Lululemon. Like, eventually, they're gonna have another competitor come out and be like, "Hey, we'll give you the same stuff for 50% off," and Lululemon's gonna go, "Ooh," and another company, and that's what's gonna happen. Again, I give it less than 10 years. But it's certainly not saying it's weak right now. That's silly. Of course, it's not weak right now. It's incredibly strong right now, and it has been. You know, but again, like I said, I had another person that was just kind of weird and obsessive, but they would take what I would say out of context and try to, like, you know, poke at me with it, and it's just kind of like, that's why I had to ban that person, man. I had to ban him, and he wonders why I had to ban him. That's why I had to ban him. You know. But yeah. Yeah, Air Apostle. What's up, Beach? No, I'm not gonna mess with Rumble. The again, that's kind of like I'm very anti-politics. Like I really am. Like I'm just not a political person, bro. You know, so like I'm just not into politics. And Rumble's too politically affiliated for me, personally. You know, not saying it's bad or good or whatever. It's just too politically affiliated for me. You know, not saying it's bad, but I'm just not really. You know. But yeah, SPY is down. We got some economic releases. None of them are really big. I mean, some of them might influence the market. We've got, the biggest one today is we've got German CPI drops at 8 in about an hour and a half. Canadian GDP drops at 8:30. We got the Red Book that's dropping. We got the House Price Index dropping. We've got the CB Consumer Confidence for November. It measures the level of confidence consumers have in the economy. Expectations are for 100. Last time was 102.5. And aside from that, we've got Canadian GDP. We've got German CPI. A few other things. None of these are really going to move the market like that. They might move the market some. Tomorrow's when all the big stuff starts, though. Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday we got some stuff coming out, but oh man. All right. I need to get a haircut, man. Look at my hair. So you can't see it when it's short, but my hair is actually really, really curly. Nothing I can do about it. But it's cold. That's why I'm taking that off. Honestly, the sweater must have shrunk, bro. Either it shrunk or, yeah. There we go. That'll have to work. Let me drink some more coffee. But yeah, Apple is at 145, so she's not extended enough. Amazon started to bounce back. We bought Amazon yesterday. We made some money on that. Wait, where is my phone? Oh, there it is. All right. All right, team. So yeah, here's Apple. Apple's all right. If you guys see anything, if you guys see any extended dip buys, let me know. Oh. All right, guys. So yeah, so SPY at 397s. We don't really have anything big. We got like Billy dropping already. So I think Billy just came out with their numbers. We can look at what Billy showed up as. Billy dropped third quarter EPS of 63-cent loss, beat the 65-cent loss estimate. Sales of 814.5 million, beat the 797.03 million estimate. So Billy came in a little bit better than expected. These numbers up on screen so you guys can see them. Here we go. Hey, what's up, Beach? Yeah, y'all go check out Beach Bum's channel. Y'all go give that man a subscribe. He's got some great swing trading content. You know, we've been covering swing trading a lot more here. Beach Bum's got some great content. Good technical content. So go give that man a subscribe, team, if you haven't yet. I'll put the link here. Let me see one of his old videos. Yeah, I'm just going to post the whole video. He's got good content on FinViz, options, ETFs, crypto, DD, Webull. Got some shorts that he does. So again, y'all give that man a subscribe. Here's the link. Check it out. 19 degrees here, Richard. Man, that's cold, bro. That's cold for me, man. That's cold for me. You know. All right, guys. SPY dipping down a little bit. All right, guys. Apple. I don't know. I kind of want to buy this Apple dip. The only problem is the SPY, but I'll buy a little bit of Apple once we can in a few minutes. $4,200 to $3,200 by the end of the year. Poll, please. Okay, my bad. I didn't do a poll today. My bad. Let's do it. I'm just gonna do bullish or bearish on the market today. Bull or bear? Vote on the poll. Let me know. How was the volume pre-market? Volume's all right. It's not great. It's not terrible either. I would say it's kind of neutral. All right, SPY at 397. Watching that as well. Hey, thank you, Q. Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate you. Thank you, sir. ETH up to 1,200 today. What's Bitcoin at right now? Look at Bitcoin US dollar. So yeah, Bitcoin up to 16.5K. So Bitcoin taking. Y'all do me a favor, run those like counts up on the stream team as well if you haven't already. Let's try to get 100 likes before 7 a.m. Today's slow. Tomorrow will be a big day, though. Tomorrow we got a lot of stuff happening, man. So just to put it in perspective, we got some stuff dropping today. Like we had Italian CPI that dropped this morning, or Italian PPI. Is that PPI? Yeah, we had Italian PPI drop this morning. Came in at 28% year over year for Italian PPI, which is producer, which is seller inflation. Month over month, it's minus 3.3%. Dropped about an hour ago. We also have Mexican unemployment rate. We have German CPI dropping at 8. So in about an hour and 15 minutes, we've got German CPI coming out. Expectations are for 10.4% for German CPI. We also have Canadian GDP dropping this morning as well. Expectations for Canadian GDP are for 0.1% for September. We also have the house price index month over month. The expectations are minus 1.2%. S&P composite expectations are minus 1.2%. Consumer confidence coming out at 10 a.m. Expectations are for 100. But yeah, thank you so much, Q. I appreciate the support, man. We try over here, bro. We try. Hey, what's up, Kevin? Yeah, so earnings for CrowdStrike are this week. So CrowdStrike earnings, I believe, are today. Yeah, so CrowdStrike earnings are this evening at 4 p.m. We're not really going to stream them. They're not really big enough to stream. Like, I think we've tried streaming them before. We just never really got good. Yeah, we've tried streaming them before. We just didn't really get a good enough results streaming them. But yeah, we streamed their last earnings call. It's just not big enough. You know, there's just there's certain companies we stream and there's certain companies we don't. And most of the times, the one we stream are like the big boys. We're not going to really have any big earnings. The next big earnings report that we're going to stream is going to be GameStop, I believe, on the 7th. GameStop has earnings on the 7th. We can look prior to that as well. I don't think there's anything big until then. Dave and Buster's, nothing streamable really until then. Thursday. Yeah, nothing really big until the 7th, so next Wednesday. Tomorrow we've got like software earnings. We've got like or no, maybe it's not tomorrow. Maybe it's today. No, it's not today. We got CrowdStrike, Game, Hewlett Packard, Intuit, NetApp, CMP. We got a few stuff today. I'm trying to look at when the next one is. We got Express earnings Thursday next week. Chewy, DocuSign. But yeah, guys, to put it in perspective, like Lulu going up during the holiday season isn't a revelation. You know what I mean? Yeah, so funny that GameStop is big enough to stream, but CrowdStrike 34 billion is not. I mean, here's the thing. It's not about the size of the company. If it was about the size of the company, we'd stream a lot more. Okay, it's not about the size of the company. It's about the popularity of the company. Like, company can be monstrous. Like, Mongo is a pretty big company. Like, Snowflake's a pretty big company, right? These are all big companies. The problem is that they're not really popular companies. CrowdStrike is big, but does it have a bunch of people sitting there wanting to watch the earnings stream? No. Like, and again, the reason I'm saying this is because we've tried streaming them before. And I'll show you guys exactly how to watch it if you guys want to watch it. Right? We just don't get enough people here for the stream. Like, we streamed it before we got 1,000 views. And I'm not scoffing at 1,000 views. Okay? I'm not. But generally for earnings, we need to hit, like, we're going to have to hit at least 3,000 to 4,000 people, like, views to make it justifiable. You know, to spend 3 hours here, you know, we could do it. But, like, in the end, we're just going to wait for the big streams. GameStop we get 10K views. You know, so I mean, we got to go by the numbers, bro. Yeah, COSM has been flying up, man. 80 cents plus now. Had a few people talking about this one in stream. Flying up. All right, guys. But yeah, COSM flying up. That's right, Tyler. It's not the size of the company, but it's the motion in the ocean. You know? All right, guys. Amazon was just the one thing I'm holding up nicely here. Mostly a red day for everything, but Amazon didn't get too hit. SPY sitting at 397s. COSM, so the SPY moving a little bit. I'm looking at daily mover section. Y'all check out our Discord. Pawn puts out a really nice daily mover section where he covers all the big movers and like penny plays and stuff moving in pre-market. In that daily movers, he's got KALA. He's got the news for it on Webull, NAOV. He's got COSM, which you can see on the right. That's just cranking out. SPY's up to 397s. What else we got moving today? Anything that's really extended on the downside, I'm kind of interested in. Anything really extended on the downside? Ahmad says XAU US dollar. Gold US dollar. I mean, I don't know, bro. I'm not really much of a gold trader, to be honest, brother. You know, I'd rather be honest with you and just tell you I don't know than tell you the wrong stuff. I hope you understand. I'm just not much of a gold trader. I think there might be some correlations between like market fear and gold right now, of course. But for me, I'm really not sure, bro. Let me know what you guys think about gold US dollar. Not really much of a Forex trader. Should Forex be something I get involved with? I mean, I could get involved with Forex. You know, let me know. Hey, what's up, Liana? Yeah, I'm still in Amazon. Zim, man. What happened to Zim? What is Zim? Q. What is Zim? Bottom is in for Bitcoin? I don't know, guys. What do you guys think? Is the bottom in? All right, guys. So Apple versus Twitter. Apple threatening to not list Twitter on the App Store. Apple deleted all their tweets. So literally, Apple deleted all their tweets. Wow. And Apple threatening to not put Twitter on the App Store. I mean, for what reason, though? Like, what's the reason for that? You know, like, what's the purpose of it? Again, like, I disagree with what Elon Musk is saying a lot of the time, but I can respect his right to say it. You know, like, I disagree with what Elon Musk is saying. Honestly, I disagree with how Elon Musk is running his business. To be honest, frankly, he probably doesn't care what I think, of course. But, like, I think if you're selling things to consumers, you shouldn't be outspoken politically. That's just my taste. I mean, you guys know me. I'm very anti-politics in general. I don't really like politics as a whole. I think it makes people too emotional. It's too polarizing, considering, like, everybody's just really emotional about politics. And I'd rather just not even talk about it, to be honest. But I certainly don't believe in, you know, doing what Apple's considering doing. I don't think that's right. I think that you got to just kind of let people, as long as it's not anything like bad, you know. Wait. Did you guys see the Astros got a John, you cold this morning? Bro, I'm super cold, dude. I got a heater going in the background, man. I'm cold. Yeah, we got a Jose Abreu. Sorry, my attention span's that of a 5-year-old child. Yeah, it's cold over here. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I might disagree with a lot of how Elon Musk is in a lot of his decisions, but I can respect his right to say those things and make those decisions. You know, I think that when you start, like, I don't think Apple will do it, because I think when you start doing that, when you start saying, hey, we're going to take this app away from the App Store, it's fine if it's a small app, but if it's a major app like Twitter, you know, I just don't think they'll do it. I think it'll have lasting consequences if Apple does that. COSM just popped up. It hit 84 cents a share, 84 cents a share. Amazon at 94.60s. The SPY is at 397s. COSM is at 84, 85 cents. NAOV. Yeah, NAOV gapping up a little bit. Again, check out our Discord. We got a good like mover section of our Discord here. Check out our Discords. We got all these movers. Pawn did a great job posting a lot of stuff on our Discord. Check it out. All right, guys, so our Christmas giveaway is coming up. Yeah, personally, I thought Elon paid a little bit too much for Twitter, you know. Michelle. Yeah, like I said, guys. Yeah, 100% Liana. I absolutely agree. Again, I like I said, I disagree with Elon Musk being outspoken politically. And I think, I mean, this is kind of what happens when you know what I mean? I think it's bad business, man. And he should have known that. He should have known that it's bad business, bro. Do I think they should take it to the extent that they're doing? No. But it's bad business. He should have known that. All right, guys, look at COSM pop up here. We got the SPY. Anything here? Here's my question to you guys, chat. I mean, listen, if there's no other use to having a decent following on YouTube, it's to have my own personal stock trading scanner. What's really, really extended on the downside? You know, tell me what's really extended on the downside in terms of large blue chips, so I can buy them up, chat. I'm definitely not trying to use you guys as some type of scanner for me. But like, what's really extended on the downside, guys? Tell me about it, please. What's downside extended, guys? Let me know. Tesla's too risky for said reasons that I just talked about. Tesla's too volatile because Elon Musk doesn't have a filter. And so I'm not buying Tesla, mostly just because of that. Honestly, and I've been saying this for months now, and it's absolutely true. I just don't trust it enough. I think there's too much risk. You know, he's built up too many enemies. I'm not trying to buy that right now. You know, we might have a little bit of movement. I mean, it's not going to be profound. Y'all are giving me a bunch of penny stocks, bro. Come on now. NVIDIA, yeah, microchips, there's an argument for that. But again, NVIDIA's up too much over the last month. So NVIDIA's up too much over the last 6 weeks. You know, it's in the last 6 weeks, NVIDIA's basically gone straight up. And so with that, I'm not trying to buy that either. Because I think the momentum might be on the opposing side now because of that. I need to find something that is cheap. Or not cheap. I need to find something that's beat up, but still healthy. Yeah. Peloton. Get out of here, Joe. Stop trolling today, bro. What time will the Fed meeting be today? There's no Fed meeting today. There's a few different releases that are dropping today. Bro, how is Christopher Lloyd still around, bro? Okay? Like, this man, like, doesn't age, bro. He looks the same way he did in Camp Nowhere. He's literally just like himself in Camp Nowhere. If you guys really know, you guys know. But, like, Christopher Lloyd doesn't age, bro. He's still out here hanging out, living life. You know, looks the same as he did in Back to the Future. My theory on that is that he just looked really old, but he wasn't back then. And now he looks the same because he actually is really old. He doesn't just look really old, you know. But yeah, Christopher Lloyd. Again, I'm in Amazon right now. We're holding a little baby piece of this, like relatively insignificant position here. And if we start dipping down some more today, I'll buy it up some more. Dude is 84. Y'all are still talking about Twitter. Disney? I mean, Disney might be arguable. I mean, if there is one, I mean, honestly, Disney might be that, bro. I mean, Disney might be it. I kind of like Disney here. I do kind of like Disney here. What do you guys think? Carvana, nah. Carvana's a mid cap. I don't trust it. It's a simple CVA, right? Yeah, Carvana's a penny stock mid cap type of stock. I just don't trust it enough. It's gone from $300 down to sevens, which doesn't indicate extension. It indicates failure. You know, in my personal subjective opinion. Don't judge me. But yeah, so Carvana, this is the Carvana chart, guys. Again, this is my problem with it. Is that if you look at a daily chart here, this thing does not look extended. This thing looks like it's failing. It's gone from $300 to $7. You know, that's pretty weak. That's pretty bad. You know, that's not one that I would consider safe. Zoom is the same thing. Humble, unfortunately. Adobe, maybe. Yeah, Adobe. Yeah, maybe Adobe. But the problem with Adobe is that they're getting a bunch of... yeah, Adobe's pretty extended on the downside, too. Let's look at a yearly chart or a weekly chart. Adobe's had a pretty tough few months. Affirm? No, Affirm is not. Affirm's a mid cap. Again, when I buy stuff, it needs to be long term. Everybody wants to buy these really big growth companies, but the problem is that most of them fail. You know, again, I've been saying this for a while. Most of these companies are going to fail. You know, like I'm not saying Affirm will be. I'm just saying there's risks in this. Like AFRM is nice and all, but like the problem is that when I buy these companies, it needs to be sure things that are going to be around in 5 years, right? I don't consider Affirm one of those. I don't consider Carvana definitely is not one of those. And so in that regard, I need companies that are safe. Like when I buy extension, I need healthy blue chips. I don't want mid caps. Mid caps don't mean anything. Again, everybody wants to jump in mid caps, but they're some of the riskiest bets because they're not guaranteed, you know. And so in that regard, it just doesn't make sense to buy them up. You know, again, there's too much of a likelihood that they're going to file Chapter 11 and eventually just fizzle. You know. CVS. I don't really trust the phone companies either, though. The problem with phone companies is simple. And I have Verizon personally myself as a phone carrier. The problem with CVS isn't that bad, actually. CVS is actually green on the year. So CVS is green on the year. It's not extended enough in that regard, though. Intel, yeah, maybe. Right, exactly. Straight jacket. That's the only problem for me. MU. Yeah. Micron got some downward extension for sure. The only question is this a is this safe? I don't know. I hope you guys understand. I'm not trying to be overly strict here. These are conditions that need to be met for me to buy something like this. AMD, I don't know. Occidental Petroleum. Yeah. Intel. I don't know. Intel's been roughly at the same spot for the last 3 months. ADP. Yeah, I don't know enough about it to buy it. I need to know it. It's been very strong over the last year, but with that, it's not extended enough on the downside for me to really be interested in buying it like that. PayPal, no way. I don't trust PayPal enough. I think I don't trust PayPal enough. I think that I do think that the demise in crypto is good for PayPal, but I just don't like it enough. I don't trust it. It's not safe enough, in my opinion. I think many blue chips will go down significantly over the next year or so before coming back up. Possibly. Really, I'm not trying to hold that long unless I absolutely have to. Really, I'm looking at Disney again. We're not really at my buy zone yet, but we're at 95 bucks. Yeah, so we're not really at my buy zone yet. We're at 95 bucks. Let's see. All right, guys. So yeah, we're considering stuff. Carvana, man. Again, there's a chance that Carvana's not even around in 5 years. You know what I mean? That's the real problem. Spy at 397s. Disney. I'm gonna scale into Disney. I'm gonna buy 15 shares of Disney. It's not quite at my levels yet, but even if we drop down to 90 bucks, I'll still add to it. So we just bought 50 shares. I might buy a little bit of Apple right here too as a day trade. This Apple trade is a little bit different though. This is kind of a day trade. All right, we're in Apple. We'll see if we can bounce up a little bit. Ugh, man, where's my wallet, bro? Damn, dude. It makes it so freaking difficult to log in, man. All right, guys. So yeah, we bought this. Again, we are gonna start scaling into Disney, and I know some people might like that, or some people don't, and that's okay. Let's see here. All right, guys. right. My apologies, guys. Oh, well, dude, I already got a connection here. Oh. Okay. So again, we are in Apple right now. Sorry, I'm kind of doing something over here on my end. What's up, team? How you guys doing today? JP Morgan, I don't know. UPS, Manu. Sports betting is not recession proof. What about DraftKings? How's DraftKings been doing, man? It's been a minute. DraftKings is all right. It's not great. It's not terrible. Hi, John. Have you mentioned Cosm? It's a stock that appears to be squeezing. Yeah, we've covered it a little bit. We watched it a little bit. Hey, what's up, TD? I think you might be like, hey, guys, inflation is 7%. Chill out. I hope so. Manu? I've had a few people mention that one today. Oh, Manchester United, bro. Didn't they... what are they flying up on? Look at Manchester United, though, man. It is flying. Here's MANU. Like, look at the daily chart here. 20-day chart. Here's a 20-day chart. What happened here? Somebody explain this to me. What's going on with Manchester? Baba, no way I'm buying that ever. Sorry, bro. Too much risk. All right, guys. So you know what sucks? Energy bills. Oh, damn. All right, guys. So all right, so let me check to see what everybody's saying about Manchester United. Back taxes. They don't have to pay Ronaldo anymore. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, it could be the World Cup. I guess that's what's going on. Honestly, I have no idea. I don't even watch. Who's in the World Cup right now? I don't watch soccer, bro. I don't know anything about soccer, dude. Man, there's so many teams I just don't know. What I do like about soccer, though, what I will tell you I like about soccer is that it's worldwide, right? And so, like, it's worldwide, you know? And so in that regard, you get to see all the companies compete. It's kind of like the Olympics, but like not as important. Or maybe it really is probably more important. I think more people probably watch soccer than they watch the Olympics, but maybe not. So how is the U.S. doing? I see we're playing Iran today at 1 p.m. Oof. If that's not a heated rivalry, I don't know what is. So, like, is the U.S. actually good at soccer? Or is it like something where like the rest of the world kind of dominates us year after year? Is that how it goes? Manchester United up to 21. It's because of takeover rumors. Important game. American, no interesting soccer. Yeah, I'm not interested in soccer. I just don't play soccer. Again, here's the reality. Okay, you want to know the reality? People like sports that they played growing up. I like baseball because I played it growing up. I like football. I didn't play it growing up. I played it with my friends growing up. But like in the U.S., soccer is just not considered like an important sport to learn. Like when I teach my kids sports, I'll teach them soccer. Like I enjoy kicking the ball around. That's fun. But I teach them baseball. Baseball is my favorite sport. It's the only one that I can really teach. And so, I teach my son baseball over soccer because, in the U.S., soccer is just less relevant. Yeah, dude, I need a haircut, bro. Is what I'm noticing today. Rumor takeovers, okay. And yeah, we bought Apple here. We'll see if this bounces. Kind of sitting in this now. Here's Apple at 145. Let's see what when the next economic data drops here. We got something coming out. All right, so we did have the Mexico unemployment rate dropping for October. It came in a little bit higher than expected for October. It came in at 3.3% versus 3.2% expected. So a little bit higher than expected unemployment rate in Mexico. We also have the Spanish business confidence come out. We're in Apple right now. We'll see if the market pops. German CPI drops in 34 minutes, about 34 minutes. We do have one of the Bank of England members speaking as well today, Mann speaking today. We do have that going on. We have Canadian GDP coming out today as well. That's at 8:30. We've got the house price index for the U.S. at 9. We've got consumer confidence, CB consumer confidence at 10. That's kind of everything going on today. We'll see if we get something relevant. Hey, what's up, Kryptonite? Hey, what's up, Martin? Yeah, that's what I was saying. I don't know the implications of today's game. Seems like a heated rivalry, though, I'm sure. Best thing about soccer in the U.S. are the moms. Okay. I tried to get my daughter into soccer, My daughter has asthma, though, so like every time she'd go play soccer, she needed an inhaler. And I instead I just trained her to be really, really good at baseball and softball. At this point in time, my daughter's really solid at softball. She's like good. She's like one of the better kids on her team. So I've done my job in that regard. The way I see it, I'm just trying to get my kids into sports. The more they're into sports, the less trouble they'll get into. Boredom is really what gets kids in trouble. Boredom is what makes them hang out with the wrong people. Really, they're friends and boredom, right? If you got the wrong friends that just don't do anything, then you're going to not do anything, right? So with my kids, I just try to get them interested in stuff. Like regardless of whether I was into specific sports or whatever, I just want to get my kids into it because if I don't, then boredom's going to creep in, and that's when kids start getting in trouble. And it's kind of scary out there for the kids nowadays, bro. It really is. So I'm just trying to keep my kids as busy as I can. Yeah, I don't even know what's going on about COSM. I could look at it. I've had a few people mention this today about COSM. It doesn't really have any news. I think this one had positive bio results or positive trial results yesterday or something like that, right? If I remember correctly. Maybe not. Yeah, what's going on with COSM? We can look at the float, see what the float looks like. Excuse me. So yeah, COSM, it doesn't have a super big short float. I mean, the short float is like 8 to 13%, which is not small, but it's not big either. You know, it's not like a huge overly shorted stock that's making a parabolic short squeeze. It's just not what this is. It's moving up some though, and it's interesting. But you know, look at this dump here. So again, it's just not really my style, so to speak. It's not really what I usually normally trade. My weekend was good, man. Yeah, no, I was actually teaching my daughter how to play guitar last night. So my daughter wants to learn how to play guitar. And so that's something I can teach her as well. I kind of can play guitar. I'm not like great or anything, but like I can play some stuff. And so, and at this point in time, like if she just learns the basics, like learning guitar, the hardest part is the first few notes, like the first few chords. If you could learn how to play 4 chords on a guitar, like A or G, C, D, you know, stuff like that. If you can learn how to play just those 4 power chords, then you'll have fun playing it once you can actually move seamlessly between the chords. Like if you could play those, you could just kind of play music. And then that's when it becomes like fun and addicting to play guitar to a certain extent. So that's what I tried to teach her. I tried to teach her G, C, D, so she can just kind of string back and forth between them and just play. That's the hardest part. People learn how to play. Everybody wants to learn how to play guitar until they actually try it. And then it's incredibly difficult in the beginning. And then they just give up, right? But if you can get past that hard part of like learning the first few chords, that's when it becomes fun. So I'm trying to get her on that. She already plays the clarinet, but she wants to learn guitar too. She wants an electric guitar. So I guess I'll buy her one. I'm kind of a believer in getting her an acoustic guitar first and then letting her play electric after that. But I think every kid wants an electric guitar first. I don't think it matters, I guess. No, I played hockey as a kid, Cade. I didn't play anything like that. I played pee-wee hockey as a child, and I loved it. I had fun. I was terrible, but I played. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's what she kept saying. She played, and she was excited that she was learning, but her fingers were swollen, and like, you know, she kept saying, "Oh, my fingers hurt," and it's like, yeah, you got to build those calluses up. Yeah, it's more fun for sure. What's your recommendations for guitars? I'm also not, I don't use picks either. Like I don't use picks when I play. I use my fingers, you know. Oh, that's cool, Jose. Yeah, it was, so yesterday was Cyber Monday. It was kind of like the biggest online shopping day of the year. All right, but yeah, we're in Apple right now. Probably not doing that hot because Apple's pulling back some. We're not down a ton though. I might just sit in this position and just let it work here, depending on what the market does today. I'll just hold 25 shares here. Again, we're still in Amazon. I might add some to Amazon too. It just depends on what I think the market will do. I think if the market bounces at 397, then that's great. But if not, we'll have to figure something else out. All right, guys. So Apple dipping down a little bit. The SPY at 397s. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get her a smaller guitar because she was using mine last night and she said it was too big. You know, the guitar. It was my old guitar, so it was just a little bit too large for her. She had a hard time like playing it. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the record sales from yesterday's Cyber Monday is making people nervous about inflationary problems. It's kind of what the story of the last couple of days was. Yeah, for sure. Cygnus, 100%. All right, so again, I'll sit in Apple right now. We're just going to sit in. I'm in Amazon long. We already made money on it, and we cut most of it. And we're sitting on a little bit. Our entry's 30.93 somethings. Yeah, Well, no, she saw me tune the guitar yesterday, and so she knows how to tune it now. Tuning's pretty simple. You can get a tuner. You can put up a tuning video on YouTube and just kind of sit there and listen. Tuning's pretty easy. It's something that's pretty fast to learn. Guitar that stays in tune. Yeah, honestly, my guitars growing up never did. Like, I'd have to retune those things every time I picked them up. All right, so Ride, Lordstown Motors Endurance Pickup Truck achieves full homologation EPA and CARB certification. First customer vehicles 500 leaving Foxconn EV Ohio plant for delivery. So that's big news here. Again, we also have some other economic releases coming out today. Yeah, I can't tune by ear. I can tune by only thing I can tune by. I can tune with like a video on YouTube or with the tuner, but I can't tune by ear. Yeah, I told my daughter for Christmas I'd just bring her to Guitar Center and let her pick out like a guitar that fits that she likes. All right, guys. SPY at 397s here. I'm tempted to buy this up a little bit. We're right around 397s. I'm going to put one thing I've been watching a ton is the 200 EMA. And so you can see we're right around that 200 EMA level now on the SPY. We'll see if we actually hold. I could add some more to Apple, but I guess I'll just sit. We got 25 shares. I guess I'll add a little bit more with this big support level down here. All right, we got 50 shares of Apple now. We'll let that work. We're still in Amazon from yesterday as well. I could add more, but we're going to leave the green trade. We made some money on that one. I've honestly been really pumped about my results lately. Like we've been doing pretty solid, in terms of trading. Yeah, we're doing pretty solid here, man. I mean, I'm really happy with it. Like we have made since October about 3K in swing trading. Like this is what we're up since October. We're up about 3,061. I think that's my P&L since October. It should be. So up about 3K since October. So not too bad here. Not too bad. We'll see if we keep it up. But our swing trades have been what we've been making most of this money on. Now, again, I'm not going to be... I'm not going to push crazy. I don't think we have any extension that's incredibly favorable or anything right now, but we can wait. According to a Reuters poll, the S&P 500 is going to end 23 around 4,200 versus 4,700 in August. The Dow Jones is going to end at 2023 at 3650s versus 3760 in August votes. So, yeah, people are losing a little bit of sentiment. Where do you guys think the S&P 500 ends next year is what a lot of people are asking. So right now we're at about 4K, a little bit under 4K. Here's over the last year. Here's the S&P 500. Let's clear this stuff out. So here's the actual S&P 500. Here's the Dow Jones. No, wait, what's the Dow Jones? Where's the Dow Jones? What's the Dow Jones symbol? Okay. Well, here's the index for the Dow Jones. DIA. No. I thought it was DJ. Something. But I don't see it anywhere. Here it is. Here it is. It's DGI. It's DJI is what it is. Right now, Dow Jones is at roughly 3380s. 3380s. So almost 34,000 for the Dow Jones. If we look at, like, again, the SPY itself currently, as you guys can see, here's the SPY. SPY itself is at 397. Here's the dollar index, the Dixie. Dixie is currently at 106.40, which is pretty solid. I mean, it's been dropping a solid amount. Again, here's Apple. Kind of keep it out, Apple. We bought Apple on the dip. We'll see if it actually holds. Yeah, it's DJI. It's money sign DGI. Yeah, that's everybody's first song, Bart. Or Bart. I don't know. I had a few cool songs though. Like the first few songs I like playing. Like I learned how to play Eric Clapton, "Tears in Heaven," as like my first real song that I learned. Very difficult song to learn in the beginning, especially, but really fun song to play. Really difficult song to play for a new player, but fun to learn. And I think learning something difficult at first makes you a better player, I think. So yeah, COSM still trying here. I mean, it's ripping up big. There's COSM. It's at 77 cents right now. So again, y'all just be careful for an offering here. A lot of the time, these companies will like pump themselves up and then they'll slam you with an offering once they're at really high, level. So y'all just be careful. Q is at 284s. Tesla at 185s. 185s. Again, so Italian PPI came out at 28%, which is noticeably higher. German CPI drops in about 20 minutes or less. Expectations are for 10.4%. 10.4% for German CPI. Again, it drops at 8 a.m. 8 a.m. The expectations are for 10.4% for German CPI. We also have Canadian GDP dropping at about 50 minutes at 8:30. Expectations for that are for 0.1%. 0.1% for Canadian GDP. At 9 o'clock, we also have a lot of stuff coming out. We have the house price index. We've got the Case-Shiller HPI. 10.8% expectations. We've got consumer confidence at 10. A few other things coming out, but yeah, we got some data dropping. Nothing like we don't have one really big release like we do tomorrow and Thursday, but we got a bunch of small releases, and so we'll cover all that stuff. But again, starting at 8 a.m., we have German CPI dropping. Expectations are for 10.4%, and then Canadian GDP dropping at 8:30. Expectations are for 0.1%, and then we've got like the house price index, 1.2%. Minus 1.2% expectations. We got the S&P Case-Shiller HPI composite, which is the S&P Case-Shiller home price index. Expectations are for minus 1.2% there as well. We've got consumer confidence, CB consumer confidence, that drops at 10 a.m. It measures the level of confidence consumers have in the economy. They tend to spend more when they're confident and optimistic, which is bad. So it might be something where lower than expected equals positive market responses. Again, I'm not really sure here what we're going to get, but that's something that we could guess and speculate on. Let me know what you guys think. Oh, Jack Johnson, bro. I love Jack Johnson, man. Jack Johnson's got Hawaiian, dude. Honestly, my daughter and I used to listen to, Jack Johnson. Upside Down, banana pancakes. What's the other Jack Johnson song? So he's got Upside Down, banana pancakes. I'm drawing a blank, but I like Jack Johnson. I like some Hawaiian music. When my daughter was really little, I used to listen to that with her. So she knows it because I always made her listen to it. Good music, though. Good music. Just good, wholesome music. Hawaiian music. Yeah, Cosmos. Yeah, y'all just be careful. I mean, I hope it rips. I hope you guys make some money here. At 76 cents, let's see if it holds. I mean, 75 cents is a big psychological level, so we could watch 75 for, as a psychological level right there to see if it actually holds. We'll see. Yeah, better when we're together. Upside Down, banana pancakes are the ones that I used to always listen to with my daughter when we were growing up. Just good when she was little. Just good music. Just good music. Great guitar playing, obviously, too. Maybe I should get her on some of those. Kind of cheesy with Jack Johnson, but good nonetheless. Yeah, so again, let's watch 75 cents for Cosm. I mean, I think that's a reasonable level to pay attention to. We're in Apple right now. We got 50 shares, and Apple's just kind of dipping down. And that's okay. Like I said, we can be a little bit patient. I'm letting it test the 200 moving average, which we're approaching right now. So we break under the 200 moving average, we'll just cut it, and that's okay. Wait. All right, so Apple just broke under that 200 moving average level, so it might be time to consider cutting it. The SPY, Amazon, all this stuff starting to correct back down to the downside. We're still pretty green on the day in terms of pre-market activity, but it's going to the point where I'll probably cut Apple. We're just going to cut Apple and get out. We lost 14 something on it. So a little bitty loss. Still at Amazon, still green on the day in that one. So pretty break-even day in terms of that. Nothing really big. Man, I just now saw Houston has a boil water notice. Luckily, I don't think it hits me. Okay, good. All right, guys. So again, SPY at 396.90 is bounced back a little bit. Amazon's still trying to. Is Elon scheduled to do any buybacks at a future date? I really don't know. Yeah, PDD ripped up. Yeah, I didn't think Apple was beat up at all. I never thought Apple was. But I mean, at the same time, skateboard, I think it's all relative. I think that if you look at the SPY over the last year with it on a yearly chart, you could argue that we're beat up over the last year. You know, the SPY was at 480 roughly a year ago. Right now it's at 395s, 390s. It was down to 340s at one point in time. And so again, it's a subjective interpretation, but it depends on the time frame you're looking at. Most of the time when I say beat up, I'm talking short term and long term. And nothing I'm really buying right now that's what I've said before. I don't really have anything that's really reasonable enough to buy at this current time. Like when I say beat up, I might be talking about short term or long term. The reason I bought Amazon yesterday and made money with it was because we dropped so much short term on the 22nd. You know, on the 22nd, we dropped majorly, and I just kind of bought that up and held it. And now we're kind of sitting in it. So it's all relative, I guess. Yeah, I do see Jose Abreu, Santiago. Honestly, great signing. He's a little bit old, but like that's okay. He's still a beast. Yeah, COSM just broke under 75 cents. All right, guys. And again, if y'all want to help support your boy here, check out Top Step. Top Step is the easiest way to get around the PDT rule. Like we got a lot of Echo releases today. A lot of people gravitate towards penny stocks. But if you look at like the E-mini, for instance, and then you look at the SPY, Top Step funds traders in the futures market, and you can essentially trade the S&P 500. You'll notice the middle chart is the same as the right chart. And this is the S&P 500, the SPY. And you can trade this in the futures market with no PDT restrictions. You can day trade, you can short. It's the easiest way to get around the PDT rule. It really is. It's a lot better to do this than trade penny stocks or whatever, because there's no PDT restrictions in futures. You can day trade as actively as you want to, and you're not restricted. You can short, you can go long, you buy market, buy bid, sell ask, exactly like you do in stocks in the futures market, but there's no restrictions. And so it's one of the easiest ways to get around the PDT rule. And if you want to try it out, Top Step is the simplest way to get started. It allows you to get your feet wet without risking a ton. The base package is only 130 something a month. And what they do with that is they give you a demo. And if you can hit their target on the demo while following their rules and conditions, then they fund you between 50 up to 150,000 with a 90% split. And this is just going to single-handedly make you a better trader, in my opinion. You know, like, again, you can build rules. You can track your progress. You can see what your accuracy rate is, and you can simply build rules. Like here is the Trader IQ section, which is incredibly powerful. It gives you a trader journal as well. So you can journal your trades. You can give yourself a personal daily loss limit. Mine's 900. My max number of trades per day is 40. And my max losing streak is 5 trades. So you can see the last few days we've been following our rules pretty well. We slipped up a little bit, but having to follow rules like this is going to make you a better trader. And again, if you're solid enough, regardless of whether you get funded or not, it's going to make you a better trader. But it's a great middle ground to where it's like a lot of people that try futures, they put up the money themselves and they lose thousands of dollars. This way you can get your feet wet, try it out without risking a ton. And I think it just makes sense. And you can get 20% off of Top Step as well if you use my link. They are a sponsor of my video. But again, a great way to help support the channel. If you're interested in checking it out, here's the link. You can also find the link in the description as well. But markets popping up, E-mini bouncing back a little bit also. So again, you can see the E-mini bounce back. Same thing as the SPY's doing. And again, we can take a look at COSM to see what it's doing as well. It's breaking down. It's at 72 cents at this point in time. Yeah, I mean, I get it, but like the market's not going to keep down forever. You know, that's just not how the market is. Eventually, we're going to bounce back, and the people that generally make the most money in moments like this are people who you know, are patient. People who lose the most money in crashes are people who sell and get emotional about it. And so I think in that regard, it's one of those things where you got to just hold on to your seats, you know. All right, guys, SPY bounced all the way back up to over 397s. That's great. All right, so SPY still over 397s. Let's see if it actually holds support there. Amazon popping back up. And part of me wanted to add a little bit more to Amazon, but I guess I'll just wait. All right, so there goes the SPY back up to 397.20s here. 397.20s. SPY up to 397.20s, 397.20s here. We got Amazon at 94.70s. Part of me wanted to add more. COSM did break down, which is not honestly super surprising. What do you think of Microsoft? I want Papa Power. Yeah, we'll see, man. Yeah, Jay, I have had a few people tell me that. That they see that show up when they open the channel. It's all good. All right, SPY up to 397s. Maybe I should have held Apple. Did Apple bounce back? I mean, we took like a $14 loss. Apple did bounce back some. And I do like the support level for Apple here too. So I might jump right back in it, to be honest. Yeah, we just jump right back in it. The reason I jump right back in it is because we're right above the 200 EMA as well as the support level. So we'll take the risk. I mean, it's small. SPY rebounding pretty quickly here, up to 397. So see what we do here at the volume weighted average price on the SPY. COSM still breaking down some. All right, guys. So again, SPY still moving up pretty solid here. We did have German CPI come out in 3 minutes. So we do have German CPI come out in 3 minutes. Let's see what we get here. So again, we do have German CPI showing up in 3 minutes. Powell does speak tomorrow. It'll probably influence Canadian forex pairs, I'm sure, Trung, but I'm not to what amount. I'm not sure. I'm sure it'll influence it at least a little bit, but how much I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and see. But we do have that data dropping in less than 2 minutes. So in about a minute and a half, we've got Canadian GDP numbers coming out. Bro, Australian cattle dogs are pretty. Australian cattle dogs are. Those are some pretty dogs, bro. All right, guys, look at the SPY rip. Again, we did buy a little bit of Apple. Again, we got less than a minute before German CPI comes out. Let's see what we show up as. SPY moving up ahead of this. COSM breaking down. Amazon moving up as well. And we are holding a little piece of Amazon. Just a small little piece. We already made most of our money on it yesterday and cut it. But yeah, again, we do have German CPI dropping in about 30 seconds. 30 seconds, guys. The expectations are for 10.4% on the year and minus 0.2% month over month. So expectations are for, again, 10.4% on the year. Anything over that is bad for them, at least. Anything under that is good. 10% is what they showed up as. They came in early, 10%. So Germany showed lower than expected CPI. It came in at 10%. On the month, it came in at minus 0.5%, so noticeably better. And so again, German CPI came in better than expected. It came in early. It came in out 10% on year over year, 10% versus 10.4% expectations. And they came in at minus 0.5% versus minus 0.2% expectations. So again, Germany had better than expected CPI data come out. Again, it came out at 10% versus 10.5% or 10.4% expected here. So interesting. So again, Germany came in better than expected for CPI. We'll put this number up on screen. But yeah, better than expected for Germany here. Put this number up on screen so you guys can see it. 10% versus 10.4% expected. We'll see what the market does here. Hopefully it does something solid. Yeah. Apple with a ghost wick. Cosmos starting to pop back up. What else we got coming out today? So we also have, so there's Germany CPI. Came in at 10%, better than expected, lower than expected, which is good. It's what we want. We also have Canadian GDP dropping in about 30 minutes here, about 30 minutes at 8:30. Again, expectations are for 0.1% for Canadian GDP. What do you guys think? You think this is a good foresight? You think this is foreshadowing what we might show up as for our CPI? Hopefully so. Our CPI drops in about 2 weeks. Yeah, we have that week. We have both our CPI as well as our Fed meeting, same week, consecutive day after day for CPI. Then our Fed meeting. We have our CPI report on the 13th, and then our Fed meeting with the rate hike decision on the 14th of December. So that'll be interesting to see what happens. Yeah, it's definitely good news. You know, I don't think it can be interpreted as bad, but yeah, look at COSM starting to pop up. It's almost back up to 74 cents. All right, again, we're in Apple. We bought Apple again. All right, look at Cosm start to pop back up. It's almost back up to 75 cents. Again, let's watch the 75-cent level. SPY bouncing right around that volume-weighted average price. You can see we pulled back to it. We're bouncing up a little bit there at the volume-weighted average price. We'll see if it holds. All right, so again, that's the data for Germany here. We got Canadian GDP dropping in about 25 minutes. We got a lot of house price data coming out. Tomorrow is when the big stuff starts, though. Tomorrow we have European CPI, NBA mortgage market data. We've got GDP coming out tomorrow for us, for the U.S., which is big. Expectations for our GDP tomorrow at 2.7%. We also have core PCE prices for the third quarter coming in. Expectations are for 4.5%. So tomorrow we have GDP data and JOLTS job openings. Those are all relevant data that are coming out, and we'll see if we get anything. Also pending home sales, JOLTS job openings, GDP quarter over quarter. Again, coming out at 8:30 tomorrow, 2.7% expectations there. And then the following day, We also have the Fed meeting tomorrow. So we got Jerome Powell speaking at 1:30 tomorrow morning or tomorrow evening. So that'll be interesting to watch as well. Aside from that, Thursday, we got a lot of stuff happening as well. Thursday, we have core PCE deflator. Love you. Have a good day. Make sure your brother comes in here too. Love you. But yeah, so then Thursday we got the PCE deflator, which is always pretty interesting and big to watch. Jobless claims numbers Thursday as well. So a lot of stuff happening Thursday, a lot of stuff happening Wednesday. So tomorrow and Thursday are the biggest days for sure. Market's starting to pull back a little bit. We're now under the 200 moving average here. Hey, what's up, Piper? Hey, what's up, man? So Friday we have manufacturing we have government payrolls Friday. Non-farm payrolls are the big one for Friday though. So non-farm payrolls come out at 8:30 on Friday. Expectations are for 200K, and those are relevant because with payroll numbers, they measure the change in the number of people employed. So it's basically employment numbers. Right now with high inflationary problems, it's going to be important to see what we get for those numbers. The cool thing about Bloomberg is that it gives you a popularity score. The biggest thing Friday by far is non-farm payroll numbers dropping at 8:30. Expectations again for 200,000. We'll see if we show up anything favorable. But I forgot we had Friday releases too. So yeah, we have Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday are big voluminous days in the market. We're gonna have a lot of economic data today and yesterday are pretty slow, but the rest of the week, pretty interesting. We'll see what happens. Red flags coming. All right, Cosm popping up. It's at 75s. Bro, Australian Shepherds, beautiful dogs. Or no, Australian cattle dogs, beautiful dogs, man. Those are some of the prettiest dogs. The only problem is like how good of guard dogs are they? Like my German Shepherds are just great guard dogs. But these are some pretty dogs, man. I used to have a dog. His name was Doobie. Don't judge me for his name. I made his name before I knew what that was, okay? His name was Doobie. All right. Cool. One of the cooler dogs we had growing up. He looked just like this. So he had to have some Australian cattle dog in him because he looked exactly like this. His name was Doobie. Great dog. All right, so we bought Apple again. I'm probably going to cut it. We're back under the 200 EMA. The market's kind of choppy, and I don't feel like taking any big loss here. So we're going to get out with like a $22 loss on the day trading Apple on the SPY right now. We're actually only down about $17 because our Amazon trade's actually pretty, still green. Cosm's still trying to bounce back and move a little bit. Yeah, so again, Cosm bouncing back. Over 75. We're back up to 76 now. But yeah, it'll be a fun week, man. Again, today's a little bit slow, of course. But we still got like 400 plus people here. Yeah, it's a surprise beat. So yeah, it's definitely better than expected. My friend's mom races Aussie doodles. Yeah, I don't want to doodle anything though, unfortunately. Like I need at least somewhat large dog. Since 400 back at 390 lows, end of day tomorrow morning. I don't know. Why is Cosm going up? I'm not sure. We're at 75 cents now for the SPY. Bro, they are big. Anything with doodle in it, I don't know if it, Let me see. Oh, they are big. Oh, they're a poodle mix, is what this is. This is an Aussie mix with a poodle. Yeah, poodles are actually incredibly smart dogs. So SPY break it down here. I'm trying to see if there's a reason for this. Yeah, SPY falling down here at 396.40s. Cosm pulling back a little bit as well. Amazon dipping down some too. I'm trying to see why the market's turning as fast as it is. Very rarely do we gap down like this. Like, look at this gap. So we actually gap down some here. Look at the gap, which is kind of rare. Here's the gap. So the candlesticks actually gap down, which is a little bit more rare. We don't really see that unless some type of fundamental news comes out. Anybody know what this could be? Could be fears overseas. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, those are cool. Poodles are really smart dogs. Again, if you look up the smartest dogs, Amazon is going to kick off a 5-part USD bond sale. But yeah, if you look at the smartest dogs are actually, I think Jack Russell was number 1, Poodle was number 2, and German Shepherd's number 3. Yeah, so Border Collie, actually, I'm sorry, a Border Collie is the smartest dog. So Border Collie is number 1 out of 131 dog breeds. Poodle's number 2, German Shepherd's number 3, Golden Retriever's number 4, Doberman's number 5, Lab is about 7. Yeah, poodles are smart. Poodles could be mean, though, believe it or not. All right, guys, Cosm's still consolidating here, but look at the SPY. So the SPY might actually go red here a little bit. So again, we're gapping down. I see Amazon kicking off a 5-part US dollar bond sale. They didn't discuss the size of that though, but I'm trying to figure out why they're dropping like they are. Yeah, very rarely though. Very rarely will these be technical moves. Like most of the time, technicals don't impact the market like that. They might impact the market some, but we're not going to usually get a big volume surge and a big brash like technical reaction unless some big traders take positions. The way I always try to explain it is like usually if we get like if we're kind of consolidating and we get like a big move like that, this is usually like a fundamental release of some sort. You know, very rarely will like a big rejection. Usually this means like something happened in the market. Let me see if we can figure out what though. Uh, Not always, of course. Like there's outliers to everything. But let me see. So one of the Feds called for a 100 basis point rate hike is what this sounds like. Who's speaking right now? Which one of the Feds is speaking? All right, so JP Morgan UK forecast fiscal year 23 GDP at minus 0.6%. Bank of England to hike rates to 4.25 by quarter one of 23. But what this sounds like is one of the Feds saying maybe 100 basis points is potential. COSM up to 78 cents. Who's speaking right now in terms of Fed, though? Let me see. Yeah, I hear my son coughing. Bank of England's member Mann is speaking, so MANN is speaking right now. That might be what's ECB's Snabel is speaking in 15. Here, I hear my son coughing. I'll be right back. I'm going to try to make sure my son's okay. I hear him coughing up a storm in there. I'll be right back. All right, we're back. Yeah, a few people said the Fed was speaking. I don't really see anything yet though. It's not going to be the Fed. It's going to be one of the Fed members that usually says something. That's kind of what happens. Yeah, so Jerome Powell's speaking on Wednesday is when Jerome Powell's speaking. So Jerome Powell's speaking tomorrow, not on Tuesday. Looks like a Benzinga had the wrong day. But yeah, it's Wednesday is when he's speaking, which is tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, even if it was a technical reversal flip, usually like whenever you see a gap like this, right? Whenever you see like a big gap and a big reversal, it's very rarely technicals. I mean, of course, you're going to have outliers. There's sometimes it happens on a technical basis, but when you get gaps like this, usually it's going to be fundamental, like news of some sort that drastically dropped or moved the market. Like that, generally speaking, not always, but most of the time. All right, 12 minutes before Canadian GDP drops. I don't know how much that'll impact everything. Amazon started to bounce back some at least. COSM still moving up a little bit, still watching that. We also have Redbook house price index dropping in 45 minutes at 9 a.m. Yeah, I'm looking at some of the news that's coming out. So yeah, we dropped down and then we consolidated. So let me see if we can figure out what it was. Usually it's something. I mean, it could be JP Morgan forecasting that just dropped about 5 minutes ago. That could be what it is. UK forecast fiscal year 23 GDP at minus 0.6% versus plus 4.3% in the fiscal year of 22. The Bank of England says that they're going to hike rates to 4.25% by Q1 of 23. That could be what this is. Like that could be what it is, but maybe not. I don't know. We'll have to wait. There's like a chat section here. Yeah, I'm checking up on the chat here. Again, Amazon bouncing basically straight back up. All right, so the Bank of America CEO says that the shutdowns overseas will cause supply disruptions, is what this looks like this was. So fear from overseas. SPY starting to rebound back though, so SPY starting to bounce back, which is good. Again, we're still green on the day. Market's still green on the day. We're at 396.60s on the SPY. COSM back over 77 cents over the volume weighted average price level. And we got Amazon at 94.50s here. We do have Canadian GDP dropping in about 9 minutes here. About 9 minutes for Canadian GDP coming out. Also, guys, y'all check out Chart Prime. One of my sponsors is Chart Prime. They can just be really, really useful. Like one of the ways I've been using them, and one of the things I've been looking at is number one, basically you can use them for reversals here. So like I'm gonna put this up on screen, but like you can use these for reversals, and they can be really, really useful in like identifying said reversals. Like if you look at this here, right? What I like to do is if you find multiple that show up at the same time. So look, possible reversal up, it actually gives you a really nice indication of like bottoms here. So you can like identify bottoms. What I've been doing lately with this, and it's been pretty powerful. And again, there are sponsors, so I'm biased. And so I certainly can't guarantee you're going to make money or guarantee anything with that. But what I've been doing is like when I look for this, if I can find multiple candles, multiple engulfing candles grouped together, like two or more, it usually means we're going to get a rebound over the next couple minutes. And so again, here's two bullish engulfing candles pretty close together. Follow through over the next 10, 15 minutes, we get a nice little rebound there. And again, that's kind of what I've been using. It's been pretty accurate so far. And again, there's a lot of different ways you can find trade ideas. It automatically documents support or resistance. You can see like in terms of its predictive algorithm, possible reversal up, we get a nice little bounce, all that stuff, right? So you can use it in that way. But again, I've been looking for multiple areas at once, right? If you can find multiple grouped up together within like 5 or 10 minute period, like hook two bullish engulfing candles, follow through bounce. Bullish engulfing candle and the oscillators green, we get a little bounce there. But when I find multiple engulfing candles together, it can be pretty powerful. Again, we can look at more examples of this. Here's a really nice example of this, right? So here's 3 bullish engulfing candles within like 10 minutes, right? Within 5 minutes, really. 3 bullish engulfing candles. Look at the huge follow through bounce we get after that. And so again, this is called Chart Prime. Trading View indicator service, really, really useful in identifying these momentums. And again, these are just identifying candlesticks, but this could be powerful. And it's a Trading View indicator service. So you can use it in stocks, crypto, Forex, futures, whatever you really want to use it on, you can. And just really, really useful. I'll put the link in the description if you want to check it out. It's called Chart Prime. I have been using it with my trading, but they are a sponsor of mine as well. But again, as you guys can see, there's tons of ways you can use it. And, you know, it could just be really like it can be useful in analysis with your trading. At least it has been for me. Yeah, so Canadian retail sales. So Canadian GDP is dropping in about 6 minutes. So Canadian GDP dropping in 6 minutes. It's not retail sales, it's GDP. And it'll be interesting. We also have GDP annualized. We've got implicit price for GDP. So we got a few different things. The big one is going to be just basic GDP month over month. Expectations are for 0.1%, and GDP quarter over quarter expectations are for 0.4%. Annualized GDP is expected to come in at 1.5% as well. And so again, these should impact markets to a certain extent. To what degree, we're not sure, but we'll see. Got to wait for that. We also, at about 35 minutes, have the house price index numbers dropping at 8:30 as well. Or at 9 a.m. I'm sorry, as well. And then we also have the CB consumer confidence data coming out. So a lot of stuff coming out over the next hour in markets. Over the next hour or so in markets, we got a lot of stuff coming out. All right, team. I was in the micro E-mini as it was crashing. I got 4 contracts averaging down all the way, then sold at the bounce to break even. Such a waste. Well, at least green is good, bro. Break even is good, really, you know. So as long as you got out break even, you're doing better than most people, man. All right, Amazon's still creeping up. Again, we are at Amazon, just a little baby trade, and we're green on it, but we already cut most of the trade. We bought Amazon. Again, I can show you the Amazon trade we got, and it's a small trade, but here's the trade, right? So if we look at Amazon, you can zoom out here and you can kind of see the trade I took. We'll put a 10-day chart up here. So again, you can kind of see where we start to take these positions here. We wait till we identify a level that we consider just really extended. And so again, here's that level. We got in at 91 for Amazon, which again, I just considered really extended. As soon as we bounced back, we bought 50 shares. We took most of it off as soon as we bounced back to like 91.40s, 91.70s. So we got about 70 cents a share. We cut it. We took a little bit more off at 93.96. We added it back here. You can see we added back at 93.80s, and then we sold it again at 94. So you can kind of see how I scale in and out of my swing trades to where, you know, we add at the bottom, cover at the top, wait, add to the bottom again, cover at the top, and then we're sitting on a little bit more. But again, we're playing momentum, but we're also playing extension short term, right? So when we move down here, you know, it's logical to assume that like after this big drop, like you can see the big drop that we got, you know, huge drop that we got over this period of time. It's logical to assume at that point that on a shorter term basis that we might be extended and it might be time for a bounce back, right? So that's when we start to scale in and get here, sell it at the top, we add back at the bottom, sell it at the top, and we're still holding a piece of it. But, you know, kind of good look into my swing trades and like what we do here. All right, team. Yeah, green is good, Max. As long as you got it in green, bro, you're doing better than most people, man. You know? All right, SPY dipping down. Cosm's still trying here, right around 75 cents. SPY kind of neutral. Less than 2 minutes before Canadian GDP drops, though, team. Here's the German CPI data come out. Hey, what's up, Ronnie? Hey, nice, man. Green is good, bro. SPY at 396 is roughly. There's Amazon still ripping back up. Again, part of me wanted to add a little bit more to this, but I just waited. We were going to add a little bit more. All right, guys, less than a minute. Again, expectations for Canadian GDP are at 0.1%, 0.1%. Quarter over quarter at 0.4%, so roughly, a little bit over 1% a quarter. Annualized GDP at 1.5%. So, but again, expectations month over month, which is the biggest reading here, the most popular reading is 0.1%. So we show higher than that. It might be something where if we show higher than that, the market actually goes down, where we want to see lower GDP growth than expected, because in turn, that means more inflationary problems. Again, I'm not sure. We got less than 20 seconds before this data is released, and we'll cover it as soon as it comes out. We'll watch the stock market reaction. You can see the SPY in the middle. We'll put the Q up on the right. And we got Amazon on the left. So Q's a little bit more tech heavy. Here's the SPY in the middle. Here's the data release right now. So again, let's see what we show up as. Nothing yet. Didn't reflect yet. Canadian GDP drops today, right? Bloomberg's not wrong about this, is it? It hasn't been wrong so far. I'm going to refresh the screen because I don't see it. I know they were wrong about like Indian CPI the other day when we dropped that. I think it comes out today. Yeah. So I'm looking at the Canadian website. So today is the 29th. Yeah, gross domestic product is supposed to drop today for the third quarter. All right, so there it goes. It's out. So GDP quarter over quarter came in at 0.7%, 0.7%. Month over month GDP came in at 0.1%, so on par with expectations here. So 0.1% on par with expectations. But yeah, it came in at 0.1% versus 0.1%. Quarter over quarter GDP came in a little bit higher than expected. That might make the market go down. But yeah, we'll put it up on screen. There's the data. 0.1%. Yeah, so flat. Again, the only bad thing here is that if we look at the quarter over quarter, it's higher than expected. It came in at 0.7% versus 0.4% expectations. So GDP quarter over quarter for the third quarter actually came in higher than expected. It came in at 0.7 versus 0.4% expected. That's not good. And so we'll put this number up on screen so you can see it. But yeah, that's not good. And again, you can kind of see the market is reversing and heading down on this release. Again, we'll see what the market does now. SPY at 396.40s, Q down on this data release as well. The Dixie moving up. Yeah, the Dixie's going to be moving up with this because this is good for the US dollar. It means we might have inflation problems as well, unfortunately. But yeah, so again, 0.1% month over month, 0.7% quarter over quarter. Dixie's moving up. We'll put that on the right side here. Dixie's up to 106.40s. All right, guys, so less than an hour before the market opens, we still have showing up today, guys. So we still have in 22 minutes, we have Redbook. In 27 minutes, we've got the house price index dropping. So that'll be interesting to see what we get for the house price index. And then at 10 a.m., so about an hour, about 30 minutes after the open, we get the CB consumer confidence number. So far, we're doing all right. Again, if you haven't already, check out Top Step. Top Step is a funded account program for futures. If you want to trade these big economic releases, Top Step's probably where you want to do it. If you look at the E-mini and then you look at the SPY, you can see it's the same price action. Big drop, bounce, drop. Big drop, bounce, drop. And you can trade this right side with no PDT restrictions in futures. You can day trade. You can short them with a margin account in futures with less than 25K. There's no restrictions in day trading the futures market. And it's the easiest way to get around the PDT rule. And Top Step is a funded account program for futures. And so instead of paying for a basic paper trading account, try out Top Step. They're going to give you a demo. And if you can hit the target on the demo while following their rules and conditions, then they fund you between $50,000 up to $150,000 in funding with a 90% profit split. So if you take the funded account and you make 10K, you get 9,000 of that. They keep 1,000 since they're funding you that money, and they pay out millions and millions of dollars a year. They've paid out over $7 million since 22 in actual withdrawals. They're regulated by the Chicago Mercantile Exchange in over 120 countries. So they're the most legitimate funded account program in the world, and you can get 20% off if you use my link. Great way to help support the channel. They are a sponsor of my videos, but a great way to help support the channel and really useful in terms of both getting around the PDT rule, trying out the futures market without a ton of risk, as well as trying to get funded if you're a solid trader. So check them out. Here's the link. But yeah, so we're bouncing up a little bit. Again, Canadian GDP came in a little bit worse than expected in terms of quarter over quarter at 0.7% over 0.4% expectations. And so again, in this current inflationary market with high inflation, the problem is that the more the more the economy is growing, which is what GDP growth really specifies, the worse it is for inflationary problems, right? And so it's one of those things where conventionally GDP growth would be considered good, as well as unemployment being down would be seen as positive. Right now, GDP growth is seen as a negative thing, and it evokes a negative response in markets because of inflationary problems. Now, hopefully, Jerome Powell says some favorable things tomorrow. He does have a Fed meeting tomorrow with Jerome Powell where he talks about the economy, inflation, all that stuff. And so hopefully he says what's called dovish things, which means that he wants to expand the monetary policy and not hawkish things, which is a contraction, monetary policy. So hopefully he says some positive things. But tomorrow we also have our GDP releases on Thursday. Tomorrow we have, what do we have tomorrow? Make sure I get this right. So yeah, tomorrow we have our GDP release is tomorrow. So our GDP release is tomorrow. We've got a lot of other stuff coming out tomorrow as well. And then we have the PCE deflator on Thursday. So the next few days are big. We are seeing a market bounce back at 396.60. So we're seeing a bounce back over the last 3 minutes. The E-mini is popping back up as well. We can look at the Dixie here to see what the dollar index is doing. And if you look at the dollar over the last year, it's one of those things where the dollar is really extended on the upside. We finally starting to see people are saying, oh, the market's going to crash, right? If we look at the dollar index here, you can see over the last year prior to, earlier this month, the dollar's been pretty extended on the upside. It's been bad for inflationary markets. We have started to see some work being done to inflation in terms of both CPI and PPI coming in lower than expected this month, as well as the dollar index moving down. So the dollar index is less extended on the upside, which is a great sign for inflation. CPI and PPI came in lower than expected, which are all favorable, positive things. And I'm not saying, conventionally, we're still in pretty high inflation territory, right? So conventionally, we're high relative to normal. But at the same time, we are seeing some damage done to it. We're seeing lower than expected numbers, which is the first positive sign that you're going to see, as well as a lot of people speculating that maybe we're going to do less than 75 basis points in the December Fed meeting, which would be great, which would certainly evoke a positive response, in my opinion, in stocks and crypto and futures. And hopefully that's what we get. What do you guys think we're going to do for the next Fed meeting? You think we're going to do 50, 75, 100? I think we'll probably do 75. But I think 50 is a possibility. I give it about a 20 to 30% chance, and I hope it does. But what do you guys think? I know, of course, bears are going to say, oh, we're not done. The market's going to keep dropping. But to be fair, they've been saying that for the last 2 months, and the market's been moving up. So what do you guys think? Let me know. Yeah, we got a great Discord. We got Pawn posting a lot of these big movers. He talked about COSM over the last few days, and you can see COSM has been ripping up today. It's at about 78 cents. And so join our Discord, completely free to join. Check it out. We appreciate it. Yeah, let me look at the poll here. What is our poll showing up today as? 50 to help a Santa rally. So we got about 600 votes. 58% are bullish today. 42% are bearish. Do you listen to the S&P 500 Futures Live Squawk? Any idea where I can find that service? Yeah, it's Benzinga, Nathan. Check out Benzinga. I'll post the Benzinga link if you want it. You can try them out for free for a couple weeks without even needing a credit card number. At least they used to allow you to do that. And so if you want to check out Benzinga, pretty useful service. They're one of the platforms I use. Check it out. It's the Squawk service is a Benzinga service called Benzinga Squawk. If you want to check them out, there's the link right there in chat if you're interested. But what's your vote? I think 75 is probably what we're going to do. I think, again, I give it about I think we could do less. And I think if we do, then market's going to fly up. But I think we'll probably do 75. Yeah, so the Dixie started to move back up a little bit. Market's pretty neutral right now. We're pretty close to the previous closing price, which is right around here, this light blue line. So we're still pretty neutral. Again, we'll see if we end up doing anything else, but it's still pretty sideways. SPY up to 396s almost. So again, we're still green on the day. Pretty big red day yesterday. We dropped pretty profoundly yesterday. So how will market react on 75 bearish or neutral? Well, it's neutral. 75 is as expected. So it's going to be seen as neutral. So we're right around 396 whole dollar level, which is right around the previous closing price. And I'm not sure what we're going to do there, but we'll see if we bounce. We do have some other data coming out today. Again, following the Canadian GDP release, we still have, let me see. So we still have, okay, yeah. So we still have the red book dropping at 13 minutes. We got the house price index dropping at 18 minutes. So at 9 a.m. we got the house price index, we got the S&P composite, we have the CB consumer confidence at 10. So we still got some stuff coming out. All right, so the Dixie's at 107s. Yeah, maybe the CB's out. I don't know. Every time I always hear people say, oh, it's a leak. We had one that said it was a leak during the FOMC rate hike, and they were wrong. You know, they're like, oh, the leak's in. It's 100 basis points. And then after that, it came in 75, and the person was just trying to influence their positions. Yeah, 75 is pretty neutral. Amazon's still creeping down here. Cosmos still at 78. All right, so again, we're kind of creeping around this previous closing price. Here's 396s here. So we'll see if this props the market up. But we might be turning red territory right now. Dixie just broke out too. $75 is certainly neutral, Tim. It's as expected. It's what the Fed said they would do. It's not about what you think the market's pricing in. It's mostly about what the Fed said that they would do. And Jerome Powell said multiple times that 75 basis points, he thought they would do 150 for the rest of the year. And he said this a couple months ago. With 2 Fed meetings left, that would indicate 75 basis points each Fed meeting, you know. Yeah, that's possible, Flipper, for sure. Yeah, so consumer confidence at 10 a.m. Yeah, for sure. We're going to cover that too. So we did bounce right at that previous closing price for the SPY. Yeah, I kind of see it as like consolidation right now. Like right now, we're right at that previous closing price. You can kind of see we're bouncing up like right at that level here. So we're popping up right at that level. Try to be patient with it, but you know, we'll see. So again, we back up over 396s here. The Dixie actually pulled back some too here. So again, let's watch this level, the 106.40 level for the Dixie here. COSM just broke under the volume weighted average price. We got a pretty neutral trend so far with that one. What does the term consolidation mean in stocks? Consolidation just means we're sideways. So consolidation is like, okay, we get a big move up, we consolidate, we get another move up, we consolidate, we get a move down, we consolidate, we get a move down, so forth and so on, right? Consolidation is just neutral trend. Dixie bounced exactly off of that level here. Remember, we drew this level and look at exactly where we bounced to. Again, we pulled directly down to that level and it dropped there after we mentioned it too. CB 102 from Bloomberg. Well, 102 is the expectation, or the 100 is the expectation. 102.50 is what we showed last time. I don't know. Was it leaked? Hey man, I'm listening. Where did you see it leaked though? You know, if you're wrong, I'm gonna make fun of you, right? All right, so the Dixie's consolidation is happening. SPY is at 396. I'll be right back, guys. Yes, consolidation just means sideways action. I mean, it usually follows. It means that we're not being volatile right now. We're consolidating sideways. This is consolidation. I'll be right back, guys. I'll be right back. All right, guys. So where is my headphones? Man, what did I do with my headphones? Man, look at the Dixie pop up here, guys. Okay, so this is probably what's causing this right now. Okay, so here's probably what's causing this. We have a report that Russia has no dialogue with the U.S. on Ukraine via IFX, citing the foreign minister. They said that their positions are radically different, end quote. Again, Russia has no dialogue with the U.S. on Ukraine via IFX, citing the foreign minister, and says that positions are radically different. The Dixie is popping up big on that. Market just broke and went red for the first time today. Could also be what one of the ECB members are saying. Could be something that they're saying as well. But that's what I'm showing is showing up right now. Is that the reason this is happening? I think that makes sense if it is. The Dixie's popping up big right now, though. No, she lost my headphones, Chris. She lost my headphones, bro. Honestly, I'm still mad about it, dude. She's like the destroyer of AirPods, bro. All right, Jay, we'll see, brother. We'll see, man. Again, I lost my headphones, guys, so I'll be right back. But look at the Dixie fly up here, guys. Dixie flying up big, big. Again, I'm assuming it's because of the dialogue problem with the U.S. Dixie popped up big here. Again, my guess is Russia has no dialogue with the U.S. on Ukraine via IFX, citing the foreign minister says that positions are, quote, radically different, end quote. Dixie popping up big here on the move. Well, I know she ain't getting AirPods. Yeah. Honestly, I don't think I should get her AirPods, bro. She lost mine. I'm still kind of mad about it. Yeah, look at the dollar flying up big here, guys. Wow. Huge move. So the Russian foreign minister says that the New START nuclear arms treaty is still effective despite postponement of meeting and lack of inspections, according to Reuters. The Russia says that they have no dialogue with the U.S. regarding Ukraine. And I think a lot of people were optimistic that they might be having talks to kind of fix some of the stuff going on. But instead, they said they had no dialogue regarding there. And instead, they said that positions are, quote, radically different, end quote. And Dixie popping up big, up to 106.70s right now. Yeah, I mean, but no offense, fireworks, but I've been reading this for the last like 5 minutes. And again, we'll see what happens. The Dixie hasn't slowed down. It's up to 106.70s. Dixie moving up big, man. Look at the dollar rip. What do you believe, good or bad data? I don't know. We got the red book dropping in 5 minutes. I'm gonna go. I'll be right back. I gotta grab my headphones. All right, guys. So COSM started to dip as well, but man, look at the Dixie fly up here. That's a big move. Yeah, we had the guy say the CB data was leaked We'll see if it was. Again, guys, 5 minutes before we get the 5 minutes before we get the house price index numbers coming out. The HPI composite numbers, year over year is expected to come in at 10.8%. The Case-Shiller house price index measures the change in the selling price of a single-family home in 20 metro areas. Higher than expected reading is usually higher for, is bullish for the U.S. dollar. Lower is expected to be bearish or negative. But again, right now, I think it's going to be something like vice versa, where higher is worse, lower is better for the Case-Shiller HPI composite. House price index minus 1.2% is what the expectations numbers are. Redbook just came in at 10.4%. So the U.S. Redbook, it's an index sales weighted of year-over-year same-store sales growth in a sample size. So it came in higher than last time at 10.4%. The Dixie's still moving up. It's at 106.70s on this news, 106.70s here. And we still got about 5 minutes before we actually get the house price index numbers. Again, expectations are roughly minus 1.2%. Minus 1.2%. This number is reflects the average change of house prices across the country or a certain area. And so minus 1.2%. Last time we showed minus 1.3%. So it means house prices are going down a little bit. And so again, we have house prices are likely to increase consumer confidence and consumer spending, which could lead to inflationary problems. And so it's one of those things where we want to see a drop in the HCI. We want to see lower than expected HPIs. We want to see lower than expected house price indexes, to be better for an inflationary market that we're currently in. And again, expectations for the HPI composite 20 month over month is for minus 1.2%. The house price index month over month for September at minus 1.2%. Again, higher, more is better. Like a bigger drop is better. So minus 1.2%. If we show like minus 1.5%, I think that'll probably evoke a positive response in markets. If we show like minus 0.5%, that's probably going to evoke a negative response in markets. We'll see. We got 4 minutes, less than 4 minutes, really about 3 minutes now. And then we got CB consumer confidence in an hour as well. Does it just mean, does it look like the Dixie is starting to decouple from the markets? Yeah, this looks like it is. I mean, this is a big angle move on the Dixie, a big angle move. Yeah, so it looks like it's separating itself. It's kind of moving with one of the things that I talk about chart prime a lot, but one of the real interesting uses for it is as follows here. So if you look at chart prime, right? So if you look at chart prime, just to show you, one of the really useful parts of it is that if we look at this, you can kind of see the Dixie correlation, right? So here's the SPY. Let me find it. Market's closed. Market's not closed. I don't know why it says the market's closed. Look at the Q. There we go. All right, so yeah, so again, you can kind of see the correlation here with the Q and the SPY. There's a low positive correlation on the Dixie right now. It's another one of the real interesting uses of chart prime, because chart prime, it shows correlations between Bitcoin, Dixie, S&P 500. Right now, the Dixie and the Q and the Dixie and the SPY have a low positive correlation, which means they're moving with each other. You can kind of see that right now. Here's the Dixie going up, and then here's the SPY moving up with it. So they're kind of moving with each other, which is interesting, very interesting. So Apple disabling features of AirDrop overseas. All right, guys, 30 seconds here, 30 seconds before we get the house price index numbers. Again, a higher than expected reading is worse for markets. A lower than expected reading is better for markets right now, in my opinion. Market's starting to pump up, cause moving up. We're going to put the Q up here instead of this. We're going to put the Q just because it's much more relevant to what's going on right now. Markets are starting to creep back up. Tech is moving up. Data drops in about 10 seconds, 5 seconds. Again, minus 1.2 is what's expected here. Year over year, 10.8% is what's expected. We want to see higher than that. 10.4% is what we showed up. 10.4% is what we showed up instead of 10.8%. The house price index came in at 0.1%, which is bad. It means the housing market is growing here. Now, I think it'll be interpreted as bad. It might be interpreted as positive here, but we came in at 0.1%. 0.1% for the house price index month over month, which means that the housing market grew 0.1% month over month. The HPI composite year over year came in at 10.4%, which is better. 10.4%, which is better. It's a little bit lower, which is good. We came in at minus 1.5% for the Case-Shiller HPI composite month over month for September as well, and minus 1.2%, so on par. So again, we came in a little bit better than expected here, I think. It's mixed. It's not really influencing the market a ton, but we'll put these numbers up on screen. Again, the Case-Shiller year over year came in at 10.4 versus 10.8 expected, and we'll put all these numbers up on screen. A lot of numbers to go over. So again, bear with me. Here's the Case-Shiller. Monthly home price year over year came in at 11%. Last time was 11.9%. Let's see what this does. All right, so we're putting all this data up on screen. All right, guys, monthly home price, month over month. Came in at 0.1. All right, so here's the data. There's all the data right there. So again, market's not really moving too much on this data, but we'll see. A little bit mixed. All right, U.S. dollar falling a little bit. There's the dollar index fall back down some here after popping up big. And again, mostly positive. A little bit less home growth than we needed, or than a little bit less home growth than expected, which is good. Causing a somewhat of a positive response. The dollar index is falling down, which I think is a good start. How significant is GDP for market volatility? It's significant. So tomorrow will be big, Mike, for sure. The Dixie started to fall back down. We're at 106.60s here, 106.60s. Market's moving up on this data as well. Like I said, it's going to be interpreted as positive. We had the CB consumer confidence drops at 10 a.m. in about an hour. Dixie still falling down, Q falling down, SPY falling down here, which is good. I started to pull back a little bit here. We're also going to put it in sub-only mode, guys. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. We do this live for free every single day right here. We don't sell anything. We don't charge anything. When the CB report comes out, we are going to put it in sub-only mode. Everything we do here is free. We don't charge for anything. We don't claim to be experts. We don't act like gurus. Everything we put out there is free. So if you appreciate that, hit the sub button, hit the notification bell. We appreciate you all. Everybody, if you're subbed, announce yourself in chat. Show us that you're supportive to the channel and that you're not just joining the streams and not subscribing, guys. We appreciate the love. Hit that sub button, team. Hit the notification bell. Thank you so much, team. We appreciate it. Dixie falling down. So the Dixie's starting to fall down. The SPY is at 396.30s. So again, the dollar index is correcting back down some, which is good. Again, home prices went down. Monthly home price went down. Monthly home price is up 11% year over year. Last time was 11.9%. So it did dip. The Case-Shiller month over month for September was at minus 1.2% versus expected minus 1.2%, which is good. Case-Shiller year over year came in at 10.4% versus expected 10.8%. So lower than expected in that regard as well. And again, this is evoking a positive response in markets here. The Dixie's falling down. It's better for inflationary markets. You can see the Dixie's actually red on the day now. The SPY and the Q are both moving up over the last 10 minutes with this data here. And then we still have CV consumer confidence data coming out today as well. And this might foreshadow good data for consumer confidence, I hope. Hey, thank you, Chris, DS, Mike, Keith, Fish, Spray, Crypto, Sick, Ricky, Happy, Michael, Larry, Fu, Michael. Thank you, team. How you guys doing this week? You green or red so far? Red. What's up, Raul? Hey, what's up, dude? Red. Yeah, I mean, we are, I don't know what we are. We haven't traded much. We were slightly green so far this week. We made a little bit of money yesterday. Pretty red. What's up, Kyle? David. Red. Hey, what's up, Kentucky? Isn't home prices going down because consumers are buying houses though? Yeah, but why would house prices drop if people are buying houses? You know, supply and demand, the more people that are buying, the more expensive houses are. The less people that are buying, the less expensive houses are. And so we want to see housing prices drop. That means numbers are going down, which is kind of what we want with the inflationary market right now. Dixie's coming back down too, so the market's interpreting it as positive. Hey, what's up, Bryn? Yeah, all good. Yeah, sorry to hear that outside and stuff, man. Are you going to set up a timer for consumer confidence? I can. Do you guys want a timer for consumer confidence? Let me know. What's Tesla doing today? I haven't even seen Tesla really. Tesla's had a really tough couple months. Yeah, the housing market's been way too high for years. 100%. It's too high. All right, so the Dixie's still dropping back down here. Big emotional move and then a rejection coming back down. Amazon is still doing a little bit better too. So Amazon's starting to rip back up a little bit. Over the volume weighted average price now as well. So we'll see if Amazon can hold that level. The Dixie's still coming back down. It's at 106.50s now, so that's good. It's kind of what we want right now with the extension. All right, so Dixie started to pop back up over the last 2 minutes. We still got about 20 minutes before the market actually opens. Yeah, I would never buy a house in California right now. The prices are just too crazy, man. It just doesn't make any sense, you know? Like in terms of corrections, it's just too it's just too difficult to live there, you know? Like California is beautiful, man. Beautiful, probably one of the coolest states in the country in terms of scenery. But just in terms of like pricing, you get a little shack for $1 million. It's just crazy, you know. Like relative to like Texas here, you can get a mansion for $1 million here in Texas, you know. All right, guys. So again, we're not really getting a big correlation with the Dixie and the SPY or anything like that today. Nothing major here, at least. All right, so let's get ready, guys. Let's get ready. Again, we do have the CB consumer confidence numbers coming out today. We're getting ready to trade on Top Step this morning. And so let's prepare. One thing I do like is the sizing I've been using on Top Step. The sizing, I've gotten a lot better at it. I do like the sizing relative to what I was using before. It's just a lot easier. So let's get ready. There we go. $10 degrees. Yeah, for sure. I'm not saying I'm not saying that about Cali. Like the only problem I have with Cali is the house prices and the taxes, you know. Dixie bounced from key demand and euro needs to rip through a key resistance to have the dollar go up. I don't see it happening. 10.4% Eurozone inflation. Inflation is the hidden tax we're forced to pay. Yeah, I mean, inflation's rough right now. Hopefully we get it under control, though, you know. Market's starting to bounce back up a little bit, though. Amazon popped back up as well here. Micro E-mini at 3900s. Yeah, day trading's been tough lately. I mean, I haven't really been trading very large in day trading. My swing trades have been making me money. Yeah, and hopefully we'll get some stabilization eventually, man. Like we'll get some stabilization. It takes time. Um, it's not always going to be like a one of the biggest misconceptions is that it's always good day trading like momentum, and it's not. It takes time. Like every day is not going to be good. I think for me personally, I need to. I might need to trade a little bit longer than I have been. I think I've been kind of seeing choppy action and just kind of stopping trading in the first few minutes, but I need to kind of open it up. I just kind of scaled down and I started being less aggressive just because the market wasn't super favorable. But yesterday we had a good trend. Today we might have a good trend. We do have the CB confidence report coming out today. That might be good for momentum. Hopefully it is, but we'll see. Let me know what you guys think. Let me look at the poll again. We got our poll going on. They get about over 700 votes. 58% are bullish, 42% are bearish. So mostly bulls. Over volume weighted average price on Amazon, still under it on the SPY, but we're still technically green on the day right now on the SPY as well. So 15 minutes until the market opens up. Yeah, for sure. That's kind of what I do. When day trading slow, I swing trade. When swing trading slow, I day trade. Kind of go back and forth between the two. Starting to pull back a little bit. How do you keep your mind consistent after winning days? You want more wins, then it's starting to become all big losses. You just got to condition yourself to slow it down when you need to. Is all it really is. Like so, you just got to slow it down when you need to. It's not always going to be just super favorable trading. So you just gotta have to understand it and go into it with. You can't go into the market with like I have to make money. I have to make money. You have to go into the market with like, let's see what the market looks like. Then if the market's good, then you can kind of trade it. But if it's not, you just kind of sit back. When will we get a Santa Claus rally? I don't know. Really the market's been ripping up since early October, and so it's almost December now, and the market's been flying up since then. For the most part, we've gone from 340s on the SPY all the way up to 400 essentially over the last month and a half to 2 months. So market's been doing pretty well short term. It's been moving up a decent amount, and on the year, listen, if we break over 410s, we're green on the year. So we're at 390s right now. So we break over 410s, which is not that far away. We're technically green on the year in the market, and I hope we do. All right, so we're starting to pull back. We're at 3,900s here, 3,900s on the S&P 500. Again, we are trading on Top Step. It's a funded account program for futures. We're day trading. We're short the market if it sets up well. And again, this is a funded account program. And so there's no PDT in futures. So it's what a lot of traders should be doing instead of trading penny stocks. And Top Step's the best way to get your feet wet. The best way to test yourself, challenge yourself as a trader. They give you a profit target and a max loss. And if you can hit their profit target with max loss and pass both phases, then they fund you as a proprietary firm with a 90% split, regulated by the US. Pay out millions, fund thousands of traders a year. If you want to check it out and take part of this challenge with me, there's the cheap one, which is 50K. If you pass it, you get 50K in funding. There's also 150K, which is a ton of buying power. If you pass that one, you get 150K in funding. The base one's only 130 something if you use my link. Really good way to help support the channel. How is 410 green for the year? Well, I'm not talking about 2022. I'm talking about over the last year, over the last 365 days. Green would be over about really. Let me zoom out a little bit. Yeah, so the market a year ago was at 414. I'm sorry, not 410, 414. Or no, I'm sorry. Wait. Let me zoom out again, make sure this is right. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. That was actually wrong. For whatever reason, my chart was wrong. Sorry, guys. That's actually right. You're actually correct, Cal. Green on the year would be 465. So yeah, we're still really, really deep below that. So my bad. I was just completely wrong there. Again, my chart on the year messed up, so it wasn't completely my fault. Don't judge me too hard. But yeah, we're nowhere close green to the year. Optimism. Yeah, you're right. I don't know how it said the year. I think maybe I didn't zoom out enough. But yeah, so green on the year. In order to be green on the year, we'd actually have to get over 460s, which we are well below. You know, I think I had a 4-hour. I think I clicked a 4-hour chart instead. Is probably what I did. Let me zoom out. Yeah. So I clicked the 4-hour chart. This is what happened. What do you guys think? What's the market doing? We got 9 minutes. Amazon's still dipping down some here. All right, starting to pull back a little bit, consolidation. Hopefully we get some good trends. Like, I just want some good trending action today. Again, most people think we're going to be green today. Almost 60% of people. We only got about 8 minutes left. But yeah, about 60% of people think we're going to be green. We also have the CB consumer confidence numbers dropping in about 40 minutes. So y'all be ready for that as well. We'll cover that too. Okay. You can always trade futures, Adam. You know, again, people underestimate like the value of futures. The reason futures make sense is because the S&P 500 is what I'm trading, and this is what impacts, you know, these markets, right? So it's the S&P 500, and so it's like instead of trading the SPY or the Q or Apple or something like that that follows the S&P 500, you could just trade the S&P 500 itself in futures and not have any day trade restrictions. You can day trade, you can short it. Again, try paper trading the futures market first. You can use Top Step if you want a funded account program. They also have a free trial where you can try them out for free and just kind of paper trade normally in the futures market. Again, check out the link in the description if you want, if you're interested in that. But yeah. Scale down, overplayed said, so I'll be real right now. The mental toll stocks had on me recently. Anyone else? Mental health and trading is a priority, 100%. But if it's affecting you mentally that much, you need to scale down your size, bro. Again, a lot of people want to trade way too large relative to their account, you know, and to where it's like if your butterflies are in your stomach, if your heart's pounding every trade, you're trading too large, man. Again, I get it. Everybody wants to be a hero. Everybody wants to be a guru. Everybody wants to post huge gains to Twitter. And they're really gambling is what they're truly doing. Like, right? Like, and I'm not saying this is you. I don't really know what you're doing. But what I'm saying is like, if your heart's pounding in each trade, if it's to the point where you're taking losses is really mentally affecting you negatively, you might be trading too large, brother. You know, and in that regard, a lot of people are really gambling when they should be kind of just slow and steady trading. The rule I always have is that if you're super nervous in each trade, you're trading way too large. You know, that's an important thing to understand. No, so there's a max loss. So if they fund you, if you hit the max loss, you just got to start over. You don't have to start over. You actually go right back to phase 2, and if you pass phase 2, they'll fund you again. But once you're funded, there's a 90% split. I'm assuming you mean what events except CPI and interest rates affect the market. CPI, PPI, GDP, jobless claims, non-farm payroll numbers, FOMC rate hike decisions. There's a bunch of other ones too, to be honest. So GDP, crude oil inventories, PPI, CPI, jobless claims, non-farm payrolls, PCE deflator. There's a bunch of them, really. Yeah, for sure, Fish, 100%. Yeah, I don't blame you, sir. Sir Sticky, I don't blame you, brother. Mike. All right, guys. 5 minutes. Again, y'all hit that subscribe button. All right, so market's starting to bounce back a little bit here. We're still in Amazon. I guess we'll just continue to hold Amazon. SPY is still kind of consolidating. We're still green on the day. We're over the previous closing price, but we're close to it. So when we're close to the previous closing price, which is really right around here, we're neutral on the day. And so we are about right here, which is pretty neutral on the day. So here's the previous close. We'll light this as light blue, and we'll make it a little bit thicker here so we can see it. But light blue, again, this is the red to green, green to red level on the SPY. Now, we can look at it on the S&P 500 as well, but it's not going to be as relevant. So we can look at it on the E-mini too. Let's see if it shows up on the E-mini. Okay, so on the E-mini, this level is, we'll put them both up. On the E-mini, this level is right around here, really. So yeah, that's the E-mini one. We'll make this one yellow, and then we'll put the same. We'll put 6 up. We'll probably change this to 6 as well. All right, so these are the two previous closing price levels. One's on the S&P 500, or the one's on the E-mini, and then one's on the SPY itself. Both will be relevant to pay attention to, I think. There we go. All right, guys, less than 3. Tesla had 1.5 million in volume. No, it looks pretty similar to the rest of the market. It's not getting a ton of volume. It's getting some. We got the consumer confidence report dropping too today. Man, Amazon dumping down here. So yeah, we'll cut Amazon if it dips too. We've already taken so much profit. We had like 50 or 60 shares that we ended up taking most of it off. And now we're just kind of sitting in a slightly green trade with 10 shares left. So relatively insignificant. We're going to make money on that trade no matter what. But yeah, so we're starting to press down here. You can see the SPY started to dip here. We got about 1.5 minutes. But yeah, market's starting to go red on the day here. So we're still slightly above the previous close. You can see this level right here, and we're going to analyze that and watch it. But we're getting close to that. Yeah, Mark Douglas is the GOAT, man. Mark Douglas, best trader of all time, in my opinion. He had a few really good quotes. One of the quotes that he had is that you get a random distribution of wins and losses in the market, a random distribution. With that, you need to take your examples of your setups when they show up, because if not, you might get unlucky and hit, some of the random distributions of losses. And if you skip the wins, then you're just going to be losing, and that's the problem a lot of traders face, is that, Mark Douglas. I'm not really a big book person in trading. I don't think books are really going to. Books can teach you mindset. That's it. Which is an important part of it, but it's still only the mindset game. All right, guys, 5 seconds. Like video content form is much better for trading. All right, there's the opening bell. So far, again, we're consolidating under that previous closing price level we drew here. So again, we're consolidating, testing it now. All right, just broke under the previous close for Amazon. Market just went red on the day. You can see us under that big down wick, pushing us back up though. All right, so pop it back up a little bit here, team. Bounce it back up a little bit. Let's see if we can hold. We're still technically green on the day. All right, now we're back red on the day here. We're going to let it. So far we've been bearish right now. So we've been pretty bearish since the opening bell. We're going to give it time to see if we hold or what happens here. All right, so again, we're kind of breaking down some here. Here's the drop. Rebounding back up a little bit for Amazon. All right, so we're starting to break down. Starting to pop back up a little bit. Market just went back green on the day for a split second. Amazon actually doing okay at the opening bell. Just kind of pull a red to green move. We'll see if that's what we get. But Amazon popping back up, kind of dragging the market up with it, which is nice. Let's look at some other stuff here to see what it's doing. Dixie moving down. SPY trying to go green on the day. Q is trying to pop back up as well. We'll give it some time, though. I mean, Amazon is really kind of leading the market right now. If you look at Amazon, it's flying up as we speak. What's Tesla doing? Tesla's still dropping, though. So Tesla's kind of dragging the market down, with Amazon actually leading the market at 94.20s right now for Amazon, going green. It's kind of a battle between Tesla dropping the market and the rest of tech, as well as Amazon. Apple and Tesla are both breaking down, yet Amazon is moving up. So at least my Amazon swing trade's doing okay. We're not actually entering the market on the SPY yet, though, and we'll give it time to test these levels. On the SPY, we do have the 200 EMA and the volume-weighted average price both above us right now. And so in that way, I think we need to wait until we break over some of those levels and actually hold. The Dixie's starting to break down, though, but Amazon rip it all the way up to 94.50s. Yeah, so what we'll do here. Yeah, we'll put the consumer confidence isn't out yet, but we are going to put, scrolling at the bottom, all the data that came out so you guys can see it. All right, there's the SPY going back green on the day. So technically we are green. The Dixie's starting to break down. Amazon's pulling back to the volume weighted average price. We'll see if we actually hold there or not. But Amazon kind of breaking down. We're still over the previous close. So we're still technically green on the day on Amazon, the SPY, the Q. And if Apple's red, though, Tesla is also red. So just got to give you some look. And when we get choppy days, it's because two different types of stocks are
going the opposite, right? So Tesla breaking down today, Apple breaking down today, but Amazon moving up, as well as, some tech starting to rebound as well. And so, but Amazon reversing back down now. Apple down, Tesla down, Amazon still green. No, not really, Jay. All right, Dixie falling down some. That looks good. All right, we're also above the previous closing price on both of these here. So we'll look to maybe buy a dip. The SPY just tapped the 200 moving average here. So the SPY just hit the 200 moving average. We'll get in a little piece here. All right, we'll get another 2 contracts. We'll add. And we got the previous closing price underneath this. The problem is the tech is falling down fast. Why did I automatically lose 625s here? I'm confused. You see this? Gross P&L we're down. That doesn't make any sense. All right, so tech is falling down here. Amazon specifically, Apple. We're going to cut this. What I'm wondering about is why did I immediately lose 625 here? Like, do you guys see this? That doesn't make any sense. That's weird. I don't know. So again, we'll look to maybe short the market if we start to break down. I'm seeing a lot of stuff fall down, including Amazon, Apple. We'll probably cut our Amazon trade here. Get out very green on the Amazon trade. We lost 220, 275 today. So, but we made so much money yesterday, it doesn't matter. Now, we might look to short the market if we continue to break down under the previous closing price, but I think we got to wait now. Yeah, but it shouldn't make me lose. Even with volatility, it shouldn't cause just a random loss as soon as I enter with just buying it. That doesn't really make sense. All right, but yeah, market is sideways still. Q starting to bounce back. The Dixie's fallen down here. So the Dixie's all the way back down to 106.70s, but a pretty green day on the dollar index here. Amazon just rejected at the previous closing price too. So again, we got to sit back and wait now. Q starting to reject at the previous closing price too. Looks like it might drag everything else down with it. We'll see. No, I didn't have 5 contracts. So you can see I only had 1 really, or 2 maybe. Again, we're going to look for a breakdown here in markets. We're over the previous closing price, though, so we're kind of still in no man's land where we're over the previous closing price, so we're still technically green on the day on the SPY, but we're below the 200 moving average as well as the volume-weighted average price. And so in that regard, I'm just not going to – we're kind of no man's land, kind of middle range. I just got to wait. Now we break over the 200 moving average and the volume weighted average price, then we'll start to take some stuff. But until then, I think we just got to sit back. This looks like a weak sign. We're going to start to short into this and maybe add some back if we continue to break down. We're starting to pop over VWAP though. We'll just have to cut it. Too choppy right now. Wait, we're short. Yeah, we're short. All right, so we're short in this. Show a little bit more. There's 3 contracts. See if we get the breakdown under the previous closing price is what we want. Slightly green now. We need to follow through with the breakdown though. There we go. Again, I'm just going to sit here. I think we're going to test that previous closing price. It's a nice little level where even if we get stopped out, it's not going to be big, and we have the potential to break down larger. We're also right underneath this level here, which is good. All right, 2 nice up wicks indicating some weakness here. Choppy though, mostly. Watching the Q, see if we get a breakdown here, but the S&P 500, the SPY is right over VWAP. Yeah, I'm gonna have to cut that. Too choppy. We'll wait. The Dixie's actually starting to break down though, so that might make the market move back up, which is one of the reasons we cut it. And we made a little bit of money yesterday, but not a ton, so hopefully we get some good momentum. Yesterday we actually had really nice momentum. What we do have right now though, and we got like $60 down or something small like that, but what we do have right now is a really nice sideways neutral range to attack. Amazon's starting to go green on the day. I'm not sure. I think you could probably trade the Russell 2000. I think RTZ2 be the Russell. I'm trying to think of what the symbol would be for it. No? What's the Russell symbol, guys? RTZ2? No, that's not it. Chat, you probably answered me already. RTK? No. Yeah, I'm just gonna sit back. Amazon rejecting, but the market's still pretty sideways. Again, the good thing though. Well, what have I done here? The good thing though is that we have a nice little range that we can look at and attack if it sets up well. Oh wait, what happened to my indicators? Didn't stay, bro. All right. Well, we got one level here. We got another level. Where's the E-mini? We got another level. You know, we got one level here. I'm trying to catch the opening bell, which I believe is right here. No, the opening bell's right here, so. Here's the open right here. All right, we're starting to get some breakdowns. Weakness under the previous closing price will make a short. We're going to mostly watch this level right here. All right, so breaking under the previous closing price. We'll try to piggyback off of this weakness now if we get a little bounce up. And again, in 15 minutes, we do have the CB consumer confidence data dropping. All right, big down wick here, so we chased the big downward move we already had. I'm short this too. Little feeler trade, see if we can break down on a pop. There's 3 contracts. There we go. All right, just took a little bit off. 1 contract left. All right, so we just made a little bit. We'll see if we can ride this down, though. We did get a break, which is nice. We'll see if we can short the bounce back up if we get it. Q breaking down, so tech is falling here. We're short into this now, too. 2 contracts. See if we flush down. We got the previous closing price above us, which might hold this down. There's 3 contracts. Shorting the little bounce back up. See if we can retrace the bottoms now. We'll add a little bit more on a bounce back. There's 4. See if we get an immediate flush back down and a retracement. There we go. That's what we want. Let's see if we can come back down. Keep trying to retrace. Watching the tech market, see if it flushes back down. It looks weak. There we go. We started to flush and then we rejected, and now we're pushing back up. Getting a pop back. I'm going to wait. Give it time to reject. The previous closing price is above us. So trying to attack this upward trend. Yeah, there's the retracement. Let's see if we get a follow through drop now, though, in that weakness. There we go. Took half off, riding the rest down as we test bottoms. And we'll cut the rest there. I just made about 40 bucks there. Pretty close to break even on the day. The plan there worked, so we started to get a breakdown. See what we're looking like. Let's see if we get some more weakness here. We'll short into another pop, see if we can catch a breakdown, like a larger breakdown here. We're close to the lows, and we'll keep scaling into a bounce. We still have the consumer confidence data coming out, so we'll see if we get some front loaders onto that stuff. I already got out of Amazon. We only had 10 shares left of Amazon this morning. So we already cut Amazon. Yeah, we ended up liquidating our Amazon position. We had already made so much money on Amazon that like we only had a little piece left of it heading into today. So we're trying to attack a downward trend, hoping that we actually trend and we don't just go choppy again on the day today. But we're also going to cut it. We're right up to the previous closing price. So if it breaks that, we'll have to get out of this. We made a little bit, so we can add some risk and try to catch a trend that shows up. But depends on what we get, if we actually get a trend showing up. If we show choppiness, again, hopefully we reject at the previous closing price. But if we don't, we'll still be pretty close to break even. Yesterday, we actually trended okay. Getting a little bit of upwick, so that's nice. I'll probably add one more contract here. See if we can start some downward trending action. There we go, catching the breakdown. About break even here. There we go. I just made about 20 something there again. Slightly green on the day now. Amazon breaking down, dragging the market down with it. So we are getting a trend here that we've been pretty easy to make money on the trend today. Hopefully the trend continues. Nice little down wick there though. We pop up to the previous closing price up there. We'll short it some more into it. We'll start small. Take 2 contracts here and then look for a rejection flush back down. 3. There we go. Took most of that off. Got 1 contract left. We'll cut the rest right there. So just made about 23, 24 bucks on the day. Making money on the downside mostly. Shorting the trend. We'll see if it breaks eventually though. We do have the consumer sentiment report dropping in about 7 minutes. Yeah, so we've already made money on the downside. We're starting to consolidate a little bit too much for my taste now. So eventually we'll break. I don't mind shorting the market like we have, but the more we stay sideways, the bigger the chance that we're going to come back. I see somebody else mentioning that. That's 100% accurate. It's kind of like picking up pennies in front of a train track. Eventually we're going to get a breakdown. If it's on the downside, I mean, we could short it, but with all these candle wicks, like look at all these wicks right now. So we got all these up wicks and down wicks. You know, you can see them all right here. It's just a lot of indecision, you know. So because of that, we just need to sit. We'll let consumer confidence report drop, and we'll try to play that. Amazon's been breaking down. All right, so there's the break on the downside. Yeah, indecision right now. Amazon's starting to rebound a little bit though. I'm going to take 1 contract here, just 1, just in case we break so I don't miss the break. Sorry, I got to delete some of this stuff. Go. Yeah, we got 1 contract here, pretty close to break even. If we do break, great. We'll take advantage of the breakdown. If not, it'll be a very small loss. We're just teetering so close to the lows that I think, you know, we can take the risk. We're nicely green on the day too, so yeah, we're gonna cut that $5 loss there. We'll accept that. We might actually still break down, but wicked up a little bit too much for my taste. 10 a.m. is when consumer confidence data drops. Again, expectations are for 100. Somebody kept coming in here saying that there was a leak and it came in at 102. We'll see if that person's right. They might be right. I mean, we do have leaks in the market sometimes. Expectations are for 100. If we come in at 102, old boy's right. We'll see. Do me a favor, slap that subscribe button if you have not already, guys. We certainly appreciate you all. Hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell. We do this live for free every single day right here. Watching the market potentially break down right now. It looks like there's the breakdown. So we could have made money on it, but we'll see how much it breaks down to see if the risk reward would have been justifiable. So yeah, there's the breakdown. So I think it would have been justifiable, but that's okay. Again, less than 5 minutes. Expectations are for 100. The Conference Board Consumer Confidence measures the level of confidence consumers have in the economy. When consumers are optimistic, they tend to spend more, which increases consumption and overall economic growth, while also increasing inflation simultaneously. So in that regard, is this something where we want to see a lower than expected consumer confidence score? Again, expectations are for 100. And so if we do show up at 102, like somebody said, as a leak, then it might be something where we get negative responses in markets. It'll be interesting to see the correlation there. Again, 3.5 minutes. I think this looks very weak right here. And so I wouldn't mind shorting this, but again, I'm just going to wait. Data drops too soon. Tesla been breaking down all day. So has Amazon. Did we buy Disney this morning? We did. Okay, we bought Disney this morning. All right. Disney's kind of moving up some. So Disney's green on the day. All right, 3 minutes exactly. 3 minutes. All right, so Amazon at 93s here. The Dixie's now technically red on the day, slightly, but still red nonetheless. Big pop up here. Again, less than 2 minutes before the consumer confidence data comes out. Redbook came in at 10.4% versus 7.5% expected. Amazon's starting to bounce back a little bit, dragging the market up some. Disney started to test highs, so that's nice. Yeah, we did buy Disney a little bit, like 15 shares, and if we continue to drop, we might add some more to it. All right, starting to pop back here. Look at the market. All right, guys, less than a minute before the CB consumer confidence data. Less than a minute. Calls or puts, bull or bear, let me know right now. What do you guys think? Disney breaking highs. Amazon still consolidating around 93. SPY is pretty neutral right now. We're moving up to that previous closing price area, though. So we are kind of creeping up to that spot, which is really right around here. So here's the previous close. You can see we'll make it a little bit larger. Again, less than a minute, about 20 seconds, 20 seconds. We'll see how much this impacts markets. Again, expectations are for 100. Somebody said they leaked at 102. Again, I've had a lot of people say things were leaked and they've been wildly wrong. I'm not saying this person is. They might be right. Sometimes things do get leaked, but we'll have to wait and see. We got 3 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. And crickets. I don't see anything show up on my end yet. All right, 100.2, 100.2. So it came in a little bit higher than expected, mostly neutral. So yeah, the person was wrong. They said 102, it came in 100.2. So yeah, they were actually wrong. 100.2 is what the numbers came in at, and this is being interpreted as positive. The market's flying up on this data, flying up on this news. We're over the volume weighted average price on the SPY. The micro E-mini is ripping up, as you guys can see. $100.2 though is what the data came in as. These numbers up on screen so you can see it. Here's the data. Market's ripping up. Looks good. Over volume weighted average price, technically green on the day right now on the SPY. Over 396s as well. All right, so market's doing good. Over volume weighted average price, Cube over the 200 moving average. Dixie's falling down some. So again, we don't really have a trend yet. We're still pretty sideways and neutral, but pulling back to the previous closing price level. I kind of want to buy this dip, but in case we kind of reject and go red, I'm just going to wait. This looks weak, but I don't know if we're going to continue down. We're under volume weighted average price, still under the 200 moving average, but we are technically green on the day now. We're over the previous closing price. Hey, thanks, Eric. Hey, we'll see, brother. We'll see, man. But yeah, CB consumer confidence came in at 100.2 versus 100 expected. We're waiting to see how the market's going to respond to this. Yo, do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button as well. If you haven't already, subscribe. We do this live for free every day. We don't charge a penny for anything. We give everything away for free without claiming to be experts. We don't charge a penny for anything, and everything we put out there is completely 100% free. My big thing is, like, I just want to be a resource and community. We're going to short this with one contract just to get our feet wet here and see what happens. Very small short position in case the market breaks down some. We're under the previous close again, and so we'll short it, but again, it's not the end of the world if we're wrong here. But yeah, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell. We appreciate you all. Again, if you want to trade the challenge like me, we are in the Top Step 150K Combine. They give you a demo. If you can hit the target on said demo while following their rules and conditions, then they fund you between $50,000 up to $150,000 with a 90% split. Once funded, they pay out millions. They paid out over $7 million since 2020 in actual withdrawals, not just funding, but in actual withdrawals from their funded traders. And again, there's a 90% split. So if you make 10K on the funded account, you get to keep 90% of that profit. Again, regulated by the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. There's tons of different platforms you could use, from Trade Evade to Quant Tower. Again, just a really useful service, and it just builds better traders. And that's the way you have to look at it. The base package is only 130 something a month, and it just builds better traders. It makes people better traders, in my opinion. It's definitely made me a better trader. At the same time, I am biased in their favor because I'm sponsored by them, and so of course I am biased in their favor. But if you want to check them out, here's the link. Dixie starting to move back up. We'll see if there's a correlation here with this. We got this previous closing price here. We'll use that as a little stop loss level. See us rejecting there now. We keep consolidating around the spot. We keep rejecting there. All right, we're starting to break down, break even here. There we go, nice little break. We'll add a little bit more to the short position too if we set up for it. See if we hold down here. We got to hold underneath this previous level though. We might not hold. Such a big candle wick. Like, look how big this wick is. There's so much indecision here. You know, we don't really have any decision. We're kind of sideways and neutral. There's just no real trend here. Another one of those days. Where's Limp Bizkit at? All right, we'll see if we break down. And yeah, we're gonna cut that. So a little baby loss again. Again, we're just too sideways, man. There's not really any trend. If we squeeze up, we'll take a long position if we can get over the VWAP and hold. Still green on the day. Yeah, I mean, we just get so many different correlating opinions in chat. We get people saying, "Oh, squeeze is about to happen. Oh, this is a bearish breakdown. Breakdown's about to happen." And so in the end, you just kind of get. I just try to take my own directional trades. Like I don't think that trade was bad. Under the previous closing price, under the VWAP, rejected the previous closing price, and so maybe we move up. But right now, we're still pretty neutral and sideways. The Dixie's breaking down as well, which is a good sign for the dollar, or a good sign for the SPY. I mean. Yeah, we might pull a red to green move. I mean, it looks good. Dixie's breaking down big here, which is, I think, the biggest inclination of which direction we're heading, as the Dixie's fallen down pretty drastically. But at the same time, we're now rejecting some too, so it depends. But we'll see if we hold the volume weighted average price. There's a reason I only took one contract. I mean, we're still pretty green, guys. If you look at my trades, we're still pretty green over the last... Green, red. So, like, we're still doing pretty good. We just got to wait. Again, if we zoom out, here's the open right here. So far since the opening bell, here's the range. So far, we've moved up a little bit, down, up a little bit. And so we could move back down, but I'm watching the 200 EMA, which is right above this level here. So we're right above where we are now. The confidence data is already out, Kentucky. It came out 8 minutes ago. You can see the data right there at the bottom of the screen. It's like the consumer confidence data is like right underneath you. Right underneath me. I'd weatherman it. Here, look, I'll come down here. It's like right underneath me. Here. Yeah, the 200 EMA is too close to where we're at now. The 200 EMA, guys, just to show you, I might draw it on the screen here. The 200 EMA is right here. Let me see how well I can draw this thing. That's the 200 EMA right now. All right, so you can see we're moving up to the 200 EMA and we're rejecting here. So we're still pretty neutral. I mean, up, down, you know, so no trend yet. Yeah, what happened to the leak guy? Where's the leak guy at? Just to put it in perspective, let's look at this leak guy. What was his name? CB Leak 102. Look, here he is. He was yelling this all morning. CB Leak 102. What happened? What happened to 102? Is he going to try to claim it's the same thing? Wildly different. What happened to the leak guy, bro? Where'd he go? Yeah, I mean, like I said, the market's just not good right now. It's neutral. And what's very different about the market is like the majority of days have been sideways and neutral over the last couple of weeks, which is just rare. It's not usually like this. Most of the time you get more trend days than you get choppy days. Right now, especially for like holiday season, like November, December, generally we get better trends than we've gotten over the last couple of weeks. So it's been one of those times where I'm not taking any crazy amount of risk. I'm just kind of trying to get through the choppiness and then wait for something better to happen. And that takes time. Yesterday was not bad. Yeah, the 2 was right, but 100.2 was wildly different than 102. 102 would be noticeably more, you know. Hey, thank you, Spec. All right, market's starting to break down here. So look, there's another red candle. Again, choppy, completely choppy trends, guys. We're green on the day. I'm happy with that. But I'll stick around and see if we get some type of movement here. This looks weak too, but I'm not going to take it because, frankly, you know, and this is the reason why you watch the 200 EMA. Here's the 200 EMA right here. We drew it out for you guys. We rejected right there. It's one of the reasons we didn't take a long position here is because this 200 EMA is this pesky 200 exponential was sitting there. We rejected VWAP. Here we'll short. 2 contracts. Don't we have like crude oil inventories or something dropping today? No. Okay, so that's the biggest release today. Nothing else big here. I just made a little 12 bucks. Again, catching the short breakdown here. I didn't order a new mic. I ordered a new mic stand. I still haven't, to be honest, I still haven't set it up. My mic is still right here. Don't judge me, guys. You know, I just kind of stick this on a candle that I have in here, and just it works. It probably works better than it did before. You can probably hear a little bit better now than you could before. There's the breakdown happening here. So again, choppiness. Dixie starting to bounce back up. Market's still pretty sideways. I'm starting to short this. See if we get some type of inclination of a trend right now. We're at the bottom of the range again. And so we got 2 contracts here. Yeah, we'll probably let this trade be our last one, man. We're slightly green. The market is just so neutral, though. So we'll take 3 contracts here. See if we get flushed down like we want it to, but I'm just glad I'm not losing my tail here today, man. Today is so neutral. We're 45 minutes into the open too, so it's not like we're recently yeah, we're just gonna have to cut it. There's just no trend today, guys. So we're slightly red now, but again, I'm gonna get out break even and just kind of bow out of the day. There's really just no trend. The market's been like this for too long, and that's all right. You know, it happens, but I'd rather get out pretty close to break even and then just lose my butt today forcing stuff. But yeah, guys, so with that said, if you want to check out TradingView, one of the ways you can try to find an edge in these markets is check out TradingView. TradingView really, really useful. First, check out TopStep, funded account program for futures. They pay out millions every year. They fund hundreds of traders a month. They've been around for over a decade, so a ton of time. They process payments within 7 hours, and they paid out millions of dollars in 2020, since 2020, and actual withdrawals, not just funding, but actual withdrawals. They fund thousands of traders a year. Easiest way to get around the PDT rule, no PDT in futures, and you can day trade in short. And you can get your feet wet in the futures market, try it out for free on paper, or just sign up yourself and try to get funded in the futures market through TopStep, the most legit one in the world. You can check out the link in the description if you're interested in that. Also, check out Chart Prime. These are 2 sponsors of mine. We try to keep everything plugged free in the first few hours, but towards the end, we kind of do some advertisements. But check out Chart Prime. One thing I've noticed is that if you look at this, and I look at the Q or the SPY, if we find multiple group together. So like if you find multiple group together, here's a great example of Chart Prime. If you find multiple group together, let me get this banner out the way. If you find multiple group together, that's when it's the most accurate. So you can see possible reversal up and bullish engulfing candle. We get a nice bounce. And if you could be patient and just wait for these to show up together, there's just a lot of edge you can find in the markets. Again, here's another example of that, where you have a bullish engulfing candle as well as a possible reversal up, and you get a nice little follow through bounce. Aside from the fact that it predicts the tops and bottoms here. And so it's a predictive algorithm. It has candlestick momentum, chart patterns. It automatically documents support or resistance, as you can see here. Just really, really useful. It's called Chart Prime. Check them out. I'll post this link here. If you use my link, you can get 20% off. Great way to help support the channel. Tomorrow is a crazy big day. So tomorrow we got a lot of stuff happening. Okay, so tomorrow we have GDP, gross domestic product. We got a lot of stuff happening. Let me go over exactly what we have going on tomorrow. Again, this is a sponsor of mine. These are sponsors of mine, so I'm certainly biased. There's the link. You can also just scan that promo code. But tomorrow, guys, this is everything we got going on tomorrow. We've got French CPI, which it's relevant, but not super relevant. We've got German unemployment numbers. We've got European CPI. So these are all pretty big stuff. Like European CPI is pretty relevant. 10.4% is what they're expecting for Euro CPI. We've got NBA mortgage market data coming out at 7 a.m. At 8:30, we got core PCE prices, specifically GDP is the biggest one for the third quarter. Expectations for GDP are for 2.7%. And for the GDP price index, quarter over quarter expectations are 4.1%. We have real consumer spending as well. We got the JOLTS job report opening up at 10 a.m. 10.3 million is what they're expecting for the JOLTS job opening. Pending home sales drop tomorrow at 10 as well. Minus 5% is what they're expecting as well. Thursday, we also have Jerome Powell speaking tomorrow at 1:30 market time. 1:30 market time, we got JP speaking, talking about inflation and a lot of other stuff happening as well. So y'all be ready for that. And then Thursday, of course, we've got the PCE deflator, which will be really relevant as well. Challenger job cuts and a lot of other data coming out. So y'all be ready, guys. Love you all. Y'all stay safe in this market, and we'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Y'all be safe. Later, team.